with a long ball. You've had one home run this year. Would that tend to make you try to jack up at the plate and maybe hit the ball out, change your style of hitting?
Well, everybody got a little tense when they want to hit a home run. Everybody going up there try to hit a home run. Main thing, I just got to keep my cool and just concentrating on where I want to see the ball and where I want to hit it at.
Where do you like that pitch? What ball do you like to try to hit out when you do take the home run swing?
Well, got different pitches, Like I like certain guys on base or who's on base. I try to pull the ball or hit the ball the other way on certain guys. Like Willie on base, the guys that got speed, I can hit the ball anywhere, a chopper, and I know my chances are better to be near I would. Like Chris on base, I try to look for a ball inside where I can pull closer to the line, where I can get it out of the park.
And give him a chance to get across the plate in front of you.
Right.
All right, Mickey, they've taken trying to take one phase of your hitting away from you. We'll talk about that when we come back in just 2 minutes. That had started last year in the World Series with Figueroa. He came way down the line on you at third base trying to take the bunt away, take the chopper away from you. And this year, every third baseman in the American League is doing the same thing. Does that bother you?
Well, no, Frank, definitely not right now. I know how my pattern stroke lies down right now. And when the pattern down, I can just take my bunt any kind of way. If I get it on the ground, I'm going to be safe. That's what I feel.
And we just left the ballpark up in Seattle where it's awfully hard to bunt. Up there, you got to get that ball down, I think, in the dirt around home plate, because if you bunt the ball on that carpet, it's going to be just an easy out no matter how fast you are.
Right. It definitely, if you bunt it on the carpet, it's going to shoot out. If you bunt it on the dirt, you got a better chance. And right now, everybody in, and I like that way, I want it that way. When I start hitting the ball, then I have a better shot than hitting the all holes.
You like that third baseman down? You're going to burn some of them this year. That's what you're trying to tell me. Is that it?
Definitely. I'll burn some of them and still get my bunts. 50 or more bunts a year.
Mickey, you talk about 50 bunts. I don't know whether you tried to bunt 50 times last year all season or not. I don't keep track of that. But a lot of people say if you did bunt more, if you drag bunt it a little bit, you might be close to 400 when the season's over.
Yes, I got to tear down. I just try to work myself as long as the season goes, then I try to put something different in the game. Right now, I'm kind of hitting slow now, not too good right now, so definitely I go back to my bunt, try to get my hitting organized again.
All right, you talk about getting your stroke down, getting the pattern down. What does it take to do that? Just time, and is it a matter of timing or what?
Yeah, sometimes you get, some players get tired at the beginning of the season, and they fall in a little slump, and some get in the middle or the end, and so right now I just think I'm just not really tired mentally, but physically, my body everything's just tired right now, and I'm just grooving the ball, that's long, going with the pitches right now, when I get my pitch, when I get in the middle of the season where I start picking up more hits, then I'll be ready.
It sounds strange to hear a guy say he's tired at the beginning of the season, but as the season goes along, he'll get a little bit stronger, and that's what seems to be what you're saying.
Definitely. I think I get a little stronger as the season goes along, and like majority of the pitchers do. I think they get a little stronger as the season goes along, too.
Well, that sounds good, then. If, as well as you're hitting right now, if you're hitting tired and get stronger as the season goes along, no telling how high Mickey may hit. Mickey, do you ever set a goal for yourself as far as hitting is concerned?
Well, no, not definitely, Frank. Well, around these guys and my teammates, make me play more, and I'm happy this way. I think when you're happy, you can go out and you can do things that that you realize you can't do. You go out and do little things that you say, well, this guy do a miracle, little things extra. Make you work hard. The guys you play with, make you put out more.
And that's the way it is on this ball club. I'm sure you guys are on each other all the time to make everybody put out 100%.
Right, and definitely the guys that put out 100%. If they have to make the error, we got to go back on it. Let's go now. We ain't dead there. We got to finish things. Like last night game, we made 5 errors, but we still went out the game. We had a lot of situations where one little clunk, and we could have been back in the game.
That's right. The game ended with the tying runs on base, and you can't. If you're going to lose, you can't go much closer than that.
Definitely. And Roy, the third guy, was up. He hit the ball good. You just right to somebody, And I think little things like that helps the teams out. They know they could come back when they down and are feeling down, and know they can come back and at least score 6 or 7 runs in the game.
Mickey Rivers, I want to thank you for appearing as a guest on our pregame show, and you'll receive a certificate for a pair of the fabulous Adidas sports shoes. Versatile Adidas training shoes, protective arch-supported heel padding, thick, comfortable heel wedge, the famous Adidas style and quality. I'm Graig Messer, and now stay tuned for New York Yankee baseball.
This New York Yankee game is being brought to you by the Taste of Champions Rheingold Extra Dry Beer. Getty Gasoline, the oil company that gives you more for your dollar. Yoo-Hoo, America's #1 chocolate drink. Champion Spark Plugs, the world's #1 champion spark plug. Household Finance Corporation, where people use their money to get the most out of life. Brickell Home Centers throughout New York, New Jersey, Long Island, and Pennsylvania. And by Formacraft, makers of Truex and Desonex.
Good evening, everybody. From Anaheim, California, here is New York Yankee baseball and the first of a 3-game series between the Yankees and the California Angels. I'm Frank Messer, along with Bill Rizzuto and Bill White, here in Southern California, where the weather is just about perfect for baseball. Temperature downtown was 62 degrees, but here on the scoreboard, they have it listed as 54 degrees just about 5 minutes before the start of tonight's ball game. On the mound for the New York Yankees, Ed Figueroa, one-time pitcher for the California Angels. This year, Figueroa has won 3 and he has lost 2, and he has the best earned run average of any of the Yankee starters, a 1.49. And opposing him will be Wayne Simpson, a right-hander with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses. Simpson comes into tonight's game, though, with a rather high earned run average of 5.72. Simpson will be making his 7th start of the season, and for Figueroa, it will also be start number 7. Not only does Figueroa lead the Yankee starters in earned run average, but in complete games. Of his 6 starts, he has finished 4 of them. And I'll be back with the starting lineups and tonight's ball game between the Yankees and the Angels in just 2 minutes. This program is authorized by the New York Yankee Baseball Club under rights purchased by Manchester Broadcasting Productions Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of this game without the express written consent of the Yankees and Manchester Broadcasting is prohibited. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. The fans here at the Anaheim Stadium were led in singing our national anthem by the Pomona Valley Barbershop Quartet. And it's more of a chorus than a quartet, about 40 members. New York Yankee Baseball is a production of Manchester Broadcasting Productions Incorporated, which has contracted for and has exclusive rights to the broadcast of these games, including selection of the announcers with the approval of the Yankees and the station. Leading off for the Yankees, Willie Randolph will be at second base. Willie is hitting .299 and leads the Yankees in triples with 4. Mickey Rivers will be in center field and bat second. A former California Angel, Mickey is hitting .305. Thurman Munson will catch and bat third. Munson leads the Yankees in hitting. He and Roy White are tied at .330. Thurman leads the Yankees in runs with 21 and in base hits with 37. Also home runs with 6, and he and Chris Chambliss are tied for the run batting in leadership with 20. Reggie Jackson will be in right field and bat fourth. Jackson is hitting .260. He has 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. Chris Chambliss at first base is hitting .303, and like Munson has driven in 20 runs. Roy White, with a 10-game hitting streak, will be in left field. Roy White has a batting average of .330, 3 homers and 12 RBIs. Graig Nettles will be at third base. Nettles will bat 7th, and Graig is hitting .192. The designated hitter batting 8th will be Carlos May with a .296 batting average. And playing shortstop and batting 9th, Bucky Dent. Dent is hitting .247. Pitching for the Yankees, Ed Figueroa with a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. Now for the California Angels. Leading off and playing center field, Gil Flores. Flores is hitting .429. He's been in only 5 games and has hit safely in all 5. In 21 at-bats, he has 9 base hits. In the number 2 spot for the Angels, second baseman Jerry Remy. Remy is hitting .282. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. Dave Chalk will be at third base and bat third. Chalk is the leading Angel hitter with a .351 batting average. Joe Rudi in left field will bat fourth. Rudi leads the American League in runs batted in with 33. Joe Rudi's batting average is .277. Bobby Bonds will bat fifth and play right field. Bonds is hitting .276. Don Baylor is the designated hitter, batting in the number 6 spot. Don Baylor is hitting .231 and leads the Angels in runs scored with 24. Bobby Grich at shortstop will bat seventh. Grich, a former Baltimore Oriole, is hitting .267. Dan Briggs will play first base and bat eighth. Briggs is hitting but .185. And catching and batting ninth, Terry Humphrey batting .215. Pitching for the California Angels, right-hander Wayne Simpson. Ed Figueroa, starting tonight for the Yankees, is making his 7th start of the year. He has pitched 4 complete games. In 48 innings, he's allowed only 39 base hits. He has walked 13 and struck out 17 and pitches to a brilliant earned run average of 1.49. On the mound for the California Angels, Wayne Simpson, also making his 7th start of the year. Simpson has won 2 and he has lost 2. In 28 innings, he has allowed 33 base hits, walked 17 and struck out 20, and pitches to a rather high earned run average of 5.72. A good crowd on hand tonight here at the Big A, the Anaheim Stadium, as the California Angels take the field defensively. They're expecting a sellout crowd tomorrow night and possibly close to a sellout on Sunday afternoon for the next 2 games of this series. Tomorrow night will be jacket night here at the Anaheim Stadium, and only general admission tickets are available, and they are being sold on a reserved seat basis. The umpires tonight, Marty Springstead will be at home plate. Larry Barnett is at first base. Jim Evans at second base. And Vic Voltaggio, a rookie in the American League, will call the plays at third. Fans out here rather excited about their ball club, especially after the come-from-behind win over Baltimore last night. The California Angels scored 5 runs off Cy Young defending champion Jim Palmer, and defeated the Orioles by a score of 7-5. Also excited out here about the return of relief specialist Dave LaRoche, who came on to save the ball game last night. The California Angels have won 4 games in a row. The last time the Angels won 4 straight was in 1976. The last time they won 5 in a row goes way back to 1974, when they ended the 74 season with 5 straight victories. Although the Yankees dropped a couple of games to the Seattle Mariners, opening this road trip, the Yankees have won 7 of their last 10 and 14 of their last 18. The Yankees and Angels have met once this year. That was last week in New York, the Yankees winning 8-1. And they had a game rained out. The Yankees won 7 out of 12 from the Angels last year, and the Yankees had good success here in Anaheim, winning 5 out of 6. Taking a quick look at the standings, the Yankees are still in first place despite the 2 losses in Seattle. The Yankees lead the Baltimore Orioles by 1.5 games. Boston is a game and a half out in third place. Milwaukee 2 games back. Toronto 3.5, Detroit 4, and Cleveland 4.5. The California Angels are not off to the start that was expected of them. They trail the division-leading Minnesota Twins right now by 5.5 games. The Angels have won 14 and they have lost 17. But they appear to have started turning things around over the last few ball games. And as we said, 4 wins in a row. Willie Randolph steps in to take on Wayne Simpson, and here we go. The first pitch of the ball game. Outside, ball 1, and this game is underway. Wayne Simpson, who had such a great start with the Cincinnati Reds until he had arm trouble, lost his fastball, rocks over the rubber, kicks and deals. The right-hander comes in with a fastball for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Joe Rudi is in left field, Gil Flores in center, and Bobby Bonds at right for the Angels. The outfield is spread out on Willie Randolph. The shortstop, Grich, very deep and over toward the hole. 1-1 pitch coming, and it's foul back and off the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Willie Randolph. Randolph, with a .299 batting average, has 32 hits in 107 at-bats, including 5 doubles, a team-leading 4 triples, 1 home run, and 11 runs batted in. 1-2 pitch. Curve ball is up high, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the infield, Dave Chalk at third, Grich at short, Jerry Remy at second, Danny Briggs at first, Terry Humphrey catching. Changeup is foul back. He took a lot off his breaking pitch, and the count is 2-2. Mickey Rivers is on deck for the Yankees. Simpson, Gray, big right-hander, peers in, picks up the side, 2-2 pitch again to Willie. Sliced foul. That'll be in the seats down in the right field corner. New ball is put in play by plate umpire Marty Springstead. Wayne Kirby Simpson, 6'4", 210-pounder from Los Angeles, California. Made a phenomenal debut in the major leagues, posting a 14-3 record at Cincinnati in 1970. Pitch is hit on the ground as shortstop. Bobby Grich surrounds it, throws on to first base, and Randolph is out, 1 away. And now Mickey Rivers. Mickey Rivers, our guest on the Yankee pregame show tonight. And if you listened, you heard Rivers say that from his standpoint as a center fielder, he definitely thought the ball was much livelier this year, judging by the way the balls came off the bat and out into center field. Mickey Rivers with a batting average of .305, 29 base hits, including 2 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run, 13 ribbies. He takes a fastball low and inside from Simpson. Third baseman Dave Chalk well in on the grass. Grich again plays a deep shortstop. Remy about halfway in at second base. The outfield shaded toward left, and the pitch is cut out and missed. He went for a high curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Simpson has been trying to come back since his debut in the major leagues. Pitch, swing, and a miss on a curveball. 1-2. On July 31st, 1970, he tore a muscle in his right shoulder, throwing a fastball to Billy Williams of the Chicago Cubs. His fastball never returned. This pitch is line, base hit, past Bobby Grich out into left center field. Rivers makes a big turn at first, puts on the brakes, and scurries back to the bag. So Rivers, with 1 out, has singled into left center field. And the batter is Thurman Munson. Munson is hitting .330. He leads the Yankees in base hits with 37 and in runs scored with 21 and in home runs with 6. He also has 4 doubles, 2 triples, and he is tied for the team lead in runs batted in with Chris Chambliss. Each has 20. Down at first base, Danny Briggs will hold Mickey Rivers on. Simpson comes set and throws to first. Lob throw. Rivers gets back. Thurman Munson, after having his 16-game hitting streak stopped Wednesday night, came back with 2 for 4, including a home run last night. So he has hit in 17 of his last 18 games, batting .400 over the span. Pitch to him. A pitch out called by Humphrey. Ball 1. Rivers not going. Mickey Rivers this year has stolen 5 bases. He has been caught stealing 4 times. Indication he is not getting the jump yet that he did last year. Throw to first. He's safe. Danny Briggs slapped a tag on Rivers' left foot, but it was back on the bag. Elston Howard is coaching down at first base for the Yankees, with Dick Hauser coaching at third. Bobby Cox normally in the first base coaching line. The pitch on the way, and a strike is called to Munson. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out, no score here in the first inning. I'm Frank Messer, along with the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White. Reggie Jackson is kneeling on deck. Simpson working very deliberately. Straddles the rubber. Rivers takes a couple of steps back toward the bag at first. Outfield is deep and spread out on third. And the 1-1 pitch coming to him. Rivers holds, ground ball up the middle to his left. Grich can't get it off his fingertips into center field. Rivers on his way to third. He'll be in standing up. Thurman Munson has drilled a single to center, and the Yankees have something going with runners on the corners. And here comes Reggie. Thurman Munson delivering a base hit, and now has hit in 18 of 19 games. 31 for 76, and you can figure up the average if you so desire. Reggie Jackson, the Yankee right fielder. Jackson is hitting .260. 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. This is not really a good home run hitter's ballpark. It's not the distance. It seems the air out here dies at night. The runners lead first and third. Simpson to Jackson. Breaking ball low and inside. It's 333 to the foul poles, 370 to the alleys, and 404 feet to dead center field here at the Anaheim Stadium. Wayne Simpson sets and offers. Jackson checks his swing and takes high. 2 balls and no strikes to Reggie Jackson. 1 out. Rivers at third, Munson at first. And the Yankees are trying to get on the board first here in Anaheim. Simpson peers in to Terry Humphrey for his sign. Now the right-hander is ready to work. And the pitch is on the way. It is swung on. High bouncer back toward the mound. Rivers coming home. He scores, and no throw is made by Simpson. Wayne Simpson ate the ball as he fielded the high chopper between the mound and third base. It'll be a base hit and a run batted in for Reggie, and the Yankees lead 1-0. Thurman Munson down to second base, and Reggie Jackson has just driven in his 17th run of the year. A high bouncer off the third base side of the mound. By the third time Simpson had the ball in his hands, he had nothing to do with it. And now Chris Chambliss batting in the number 5 spot. Runners first and second and 2 outs. Chambliss is hitting .303. 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. Simpson kicks and deals, low and inside with a fastball. And right away, there's going to be activity starting up in the California Angels bullpen. Simpson looks back over the right shoulder. The pitch swung on and bounced back over the mound. Charging in for it, Remy. Only play first base. They got Chambliss. Munson goes to third and Jackson to second. Jerry Remy coming in from second base, crossed in front of the shortstop, Bobby Grich, to play the ball that was hit back over the mound. And Chambliss is out. Munson at third, Jackson at second. 2 down, and Roy White will step in. Roy will bat left against the right-hander Simpson. White, as a left-hand batter, is hitting .302, right-handed .362, a combined .330 batting average. His 33 base hits include 5 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, and 12 runs batted in. Roy has a 10-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action. Simpson a full windup in the pitch to White. Curve, misses, ball 1. Graig Nettles is on deck. The center fielder, Flores, shades a couple of steps toward left, giving a gap in right center field for Roy. And he takes this pitch over but high. 2 balls and no strikes. Over his last 10 games, Roy has gone 16 for 39, a .410 average. He has also hit in 18 of his last 19 games. The pitch to him. Fastball is over, strike all. Roy White has reached base at least once in 26 of the 27 games he has played. An on-base percentage of .402. Full wind again. The pitch to him. Breaking ball is inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Roy White. Graig Nettles is on deck. The Yankees with a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first. 2 on and 2 gone. Simpson has his sign from Humphrey. The big right-hander comes around with a fastball for a strike, and it's 3-2. He's side-on Roy White with that fastball. Again, Simpson looks down the lane. Payoff pitch to White. Swung on, hit in the air into shallow left field. Coming on for Joe Rudi, going back. Grich calling. Now Rudi takes it. Joe Rudi takes it. The left fielder makes the catch. The Yankees get 1 run on 3 hits at the end of 1/2 inning. It's New York 1, and the Angels are coming to bat. On the American League scoreboard, the Milwaukee Brewers have built up a big lead over the Detroit Tigers, 9-3 at the end of 7. Sal Bando has hit his 3rd home run of the year in that ball game. Texas and Kansas City are tied 2-2 at the end of 6.5. Boston at Seattle, it'll be Louis Tiant against Dick Paul. Cleveland at Chicago at the end of 7 innings. The White Sox lead 5-2. And it is Minnesota 3 and Toronto 1 at the end of 7. In the National League, the Cubs beat Montreal 5-3. That's the final. St. Louis shut out Atlanta 3-0. The honeymoon didn't last too long for the Braves, who ended a 17-game losing streak yesterday, but lost tonight 3-0 to St. Louis. We'll check other scores as we go along. Cincinnati leads the Giants 6-4 at the end of 7. Right now, Gil Flores, right-hand batter, will lead off, and Figueroa comes outside, ball 1. Flores is hitting .429, based on 9 for 21, 3 doubles, 1 triple. And he takes outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Nettles and Chambliss both in tight at third and first. Pitch is on the way, and he swings and lines a base hit to center field. 6-game hitting streak for Flores, who really digs hard down to first base. He has good speed. Mickey Rivers' throw comes in to Bucky Dent. And Flores is on with a leadoff single, so he has hit safely in every game he has played for the California Angels. And the batter will be Jerry Remy, another speedster. Remy, a left-hand batter. California's second baseman is hitting .282. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 12 runs batted in. All told, he has 33 base hits. Throw to first, and Flores is safe. Ed Figueroa with a hard throw to first base, but Flores was back. Figueroa spins and throws over there again. Flores has stolen 1 base. He has been thrown out twice. Figueroa drops the hands. Flores does not go, and a fastball is high. Gilberto Garcia Flores stole 40 bases at Salt Lake City last year. He has good speed. We'll watch him for you. He does not go. The pitch to Remy, a fastball is over. A strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jerry Remy. Remy has outstanding speed. The third baseman, Dave Chalk, is on deck. Figueroa brings the hands to the belt. The pitch is taken high. Munson spun as if to throw to first, but Flores ducked back. The Yankees lead 1-0. The Angels have a runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom half of the first inning. And temperature's got up a degree since the game started. No, it's gone down. It was 54, it's 53. There's a throw to first. He's back head first. Fans are just waiting for Flores to take off. Now Remy steps out. Remy has hit in 7 of his last 9 ball games. Figueroa throws to first, no play. Dave Garcia, the third base coach, flashes the sign. The set by Figueroa. The pitch, the runner holds, and it's inside. 3 balls and a strike. Del Crandall is the first base coach for the California Angels. Figueroa turns his back on the plate, gazes out over shortstop Bucky Dent toward his outfield. Roy White in left is played well over toward the line. Mickey Rivers in left center field. Jackson straight away and right on a throw to first, no play. Graig Nettles at third, Bucky Dent at short, Willie Randolph at second, and Chambliss holding the runner on at first. Again, Flores walks up his lead. He gets a big lead down there at first base. He's going. The pitch is swung on and foul back. You have to watch Mr. Flores. He may give himself away when he's going to steal. Although he took a big lead then, it was not as big as he had when he was not going. Seems that he takes a shorter lead, or did then, when he was going to break for second. Now, we'll watch him play again. Right now, it may be automatic on 3-2. Remy will tend to strike out, though. Spin on a throw over there, and he's back. There's the set. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on and hit in the air to center field. Rivers going back and makes the catch on the run. Flores all the way down to second, turns around and hustles back into first. Mickey Rivers had to catch that ball on the run going back to retire Jerry Remy. Flores, breaking with the pitch, was all the way down to second and had to scoot back to first. One away, and Dave Chalk is the batter. Chalk, a right-hand hitter, leads the Angels with a .351 batting average. He does not have a lot of power. His 33 base hits include 26 singles and 7 doubles. He has 9 runs batted in. The pitch to him. Low for a ball. Chalk tonight batting in the number 3 spot on the batting order. 9 runs batted in for 33 hits is not a good percentage. Pitch to him. Strike call. Slider picked up the outside corner with the knees. The on-deck batter, Joe Rudi. Figueroa working very deliberately as he is in a bit of a jam. With good speed, the runner goes. Pitches bounce back up the middle. Randolph takes it out at second, back to first, double play. Willie Randolph fielded that ball with his left foot on the second base bag. An automatic force on Flores, and he threw to first base to get Chalk. No runs hit, nobody left, and the one at the Yankees, one in the Angels, nothing.
Save seafood in our diet. At world-famous Harvey's Seafood House on 3rd Avenue at 34th Street, you also get value and quality. Where can you get a complete lunch from chowder to dessert for only $3.85? Where can you get a complete dinner, 6 choices, soups to nuts from only $5.95 or $6.95? And remember, the fish are really fresh and cooked the quality way at world-famous Harvey's Seafood House on 3rd Avenue at 34th Street. At Amco Transmission, we'll show you the right way to price transmission repairs before the transmission is repaired. We quote you the final delivery price before repairs begin. You approve it, and we stick to it. That's the way we do things at Amco Transmission.
You're gonna like the way we do things at Amco. Cause at Amco,
You okay things before we do them.
we do things right.
Amco, AA-MCO.
Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen, longtime voice of the Yankees. When I was announcing games in the days of DiMaggio, Mantle, Ford, Barra, man, we had the best. Lineup changed, and we still have the best. Rheingold beer, still brewed extra dry, extra crisp, and refreshing. Because only an extra dry beer satisfies that thirst you get just sitting here in the booth or wherever you are. Won't you try extra dry Rheingold beer? Rheingold Brewery, New York.
Graig Nettles will step in for the Yankees as we lead off the second inning. Graig is hitting 192, 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Wayne Simpson into the wind, right-hander deals, and a foul comes back. We'll pause for station identification. The New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
WMCA, Strauss Communications in New York. This is Mel Allen. If you have a package that has to get somewhere fast, call in the Air Force. Emory, the Air Force and Air Freight.
The pitch to Nettles is down low, and the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm Frank Messer with Phil Rizzuto and Bill White here in Anaheim for the first of 3 games between the Yankees and the California Angels. 1-1 on Nettles. The windup by Simpson at his next pitch. Change curve is in for a called strike. Nettles took the stride, but not the swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Angels, as to every team in the league, play Nettles well around at the right side. The second baseman, Remy, closer to first, and he is second and back at the edge of the grass. First baseman, Briggs, guards the line deep. 1-2 pitch. High, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The outfield shaded around toward right field. The deep man in the outfield is Flores. He plays an extremely deep center field. Bobby Bonds guarding toward the line and not extremely deep. 2-2 pitch to Graig. Low and inside, a breaking ball, and Simpson wanted that one. Now the payoff 3-2 pitch. Nettles drills it foul down into the right field corner and in the seats. Line drive and the seats foul. Incidentally, the Yankees have added a man to their roster. They recalled Del Alston, a left-hand hitting outfielder from Syracuse. Del Alston was batting .338 with 11 stolen bases in 19 games. He bats left and throws right. He is due to report to the Yankees just as soon as he can get here. 3-2 pitch to Nettles. Foul back, and that'll be right overhead on the upper deck. This is a homecoming of sorts for Graig Nettles, who makes his home in Costa Mesa, California. Not too far from here. Again, the 3-2 pitch to him. High and outside. He walks. Nettles is on with a first base on balls given up by Wayne Simpson. And the batter will be Carlos May, the designated hitter. Carlos May is batting .296. His 16 hits include 2 doubles, 14 singles. He has 3 runs batted in. First pitch to Carlos. Low for a ball. The Yankees have had good mileage out of their designated hitters. Carlos May batting .293. Lou Piniella .667. Jimmy Wynn .270. One ball, no strike pitch coming. Swung out in line, base hit into right field. Nettles should get to third base as Bobby Bonds over toward the corner fields it. He'll hold Carlos to a single, and Nettles is into third base. Line shot. And again, they scramble around out in the California bullpen. Bullpen is in the shadows out beyond left field. It's very difficult to see in there. They got a right-hander and a left-hander up. Of course, the Angels now have one of the best relief pitchers in the American League, Dave LaRoche, picked up in a trade a couple of days ago from the Cleveland Indians, but LaRoche would not be up this early. They saved him for the late innings. Bucky Dent, the batter. Mickey Scott, probably one of those in the bullpen. The Yankees with runners on the corners and nobody out. Bucky Dent, right-hand hitter, squares as if to bunt and takes the pitch outside. It was a safety squeeze if it was a squeeze play because Nettles did not break. Now Dent looks down at Dick Hauser for a sign. Dent is a good butter. He's batting .247 with 13 runs batted in. He has 1 home run. That was a grand slam, and that was hit against the Angels in the Yankees' 8-1 win in New York. The runners edge away. The set by the right-hander Simpson. The pitch, a full swing and a fly ball into right center field. Nettles will tag up and score. Flores is under it and makes the catch. Carlos May holds at first base. Nettles scores easily, and the Yankees lead 2-0. Sacrifice fly, a run batted in for Dent. Here's Willie Randolph, who grounded out to shortstop, leading off the first inning. Randolph has a 7-game hitting streak coming into this one. Roy White, a 10-game streak. Thurman Munson had the longest hitting streak in the American League until it was broken night before last at 16 games. The third baseman chalk is in with Randolph up there. Carlos May leads at first and the pitch. Low and outside and backhanded by Terry Humphrey, the catcher. The outfield shades Willie Randolph a bit toward right. The center fielder Flores over toward right, while Bobby Bonds is well toward the foul line in right field. Joe Rudi in left shades toward left center. Infield plays him up the middle. The set by Simpson. The kick, the pitch coming, and a strike is called. Letter high on the inside corner. Simpson stretches and sets. Pitch to Willie. Popped up on the right side. Getting under it, the first baseman Briggs, and he makes the catch. Changeup. Willie Randolph was way out in front of it and just popped it up softly to the first baseman Briggs, and there were 2 down. Mickey Rivers will step in. Quick single to left center field in the first inning. He went to third on Thurman Munson's base hit to center field and scored on Reggie Jackson's high chopper on the infield. Jackson's ball was fielded by the pitcher Simpson, but he had no play anywhere. Jackson got a base hit and a run batted in. Here in the second, the Yankees have scored again on a walk to Nettles. He went to third on Carlos May's single to right and scored on Dent's sacrifice fly. The third baseman chalked down the line. The pitch to Rivers. Full swing and a one-hopper hit to the second baseman, Remy. He flips to Grich for the force at second. And that retires the side. The Yankees got a run on one hit and leave a man at the end of 1.5. The score, New York 2 and California nothing.
Say, Frank, what's America's favorite chocolate soft drink?
Yoo-hoo chocolate drink, Phil.
Why Yoo-hoo?
Yoo-hoo has a great chocolate taste, cool and creamy.
What else?
Yoo-hoo contains high-quality protein made from 99% fat-free milk.
That's important, especially for growing youngsters.
And Yoo-hoo is non-carbonated. It's the greatest thirst quencher of them all.
Tell me, Frank, could Yoo-hoo make a great home run hitter out of someone like me?
Well, let's put it this way, Phil. It couldn't hurt.
Yes, sir. Try Yoo-hoo, another fine product from Iroquois brand.
Hello, food fans. Mel Kane here, direct from Jack in the Box restaurant. It's a beautiful day here, perfect weather for eating. A small boy is waiting at the counter. Tracy, the Flash Terhune, is filling his order. What's the kid having, Tracy?
Shake fries and a bonus stack.
Right. Tracy's putting it all together. The grace, the speed. It's a pretty picture, food lovers. Here's the order. The kid makes the grab and heads for home. Good work, Tracy.
Gotta be good to make it a Jack in the Box.
For nearly 100 years, HFC has tried to bring you the best service possible. And if there's ever any way we can improve ourselves, just let us know. HFC, an equal opportunity lender.
Well, those same great Yankee warm-up jackets are back again Saturday, May 28th, when the Yankees play host to the Chicago White Sox. All fans 14 and under will get those jackets free in cooperation with Burger King. Be sure to be on hand for Jacket Day, Saturday, May 28th, beginning at 2 o'clock. Joe Rudi is set to lead off the second inning for the California Angels. Right-hand hitter leads the league and runs batted in with 33, and he takes low and outside. Joe Rudi is hitting .277. He has 33 base hits, including 8 doubles and 7 home runs. Figueroa deals again, and on the outside corner, a strike, 1-1. Joe Rudi has always been an outstanding ball player. He's one of the best left fielders in the league. He's one of the most consistent hitters. He's a good clutch hitter. The pitch to him. Strike 2 called. Figueroa with 2 perfect sliders. Knee high and just nipping the outside corner. Figueroa rocks over the rubber. The pitch is hit in the air to center field. Rivers started back, now has to come in. Jackson coming on now from right. Rivers from center. It's Rivers, and he makes the catch in shallow right center field. Mickey was fooled a bit on that ball as he broke back into his left, then had to come straight in to shallow right center field to make the catch. Reggie Jackson, not sure whether Rivers could get there, had come on himself, but Mickey took it. 1 out and Bobby Bonds the batter. Bonds is hitting .276, and he leads the Angels in hits with 34. He is one of 3 California Angels with 7 home runs. Bonds, Baylor, and Joe Rudi, who just skied out. Right-hand batter Bonds, the pitch, high for a ball. Bobby Bonds still has his good speed on the bases. He scored a run all the way from first base last night against Baltimore on a single to right field. It was a hit-and-run play. This one is inside and high, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Bobby Bonds. In addition to 7 homers, Bob Bonds has 1 triple and 4 doubles. Stolen 10 bases, and he lines this one to right, but Jackson is there, and he makes the catch. Bobby Bonds lines out to Reggie Jackson on an opposite field drive, 2 down. And the batter will be Don Baylor. Baylor, the designated hitter, is batting .231. He has 27 base hits, a team leading 9 doubles. As we mentioned a moment ago, 7 homers, 17 runs batted in, and Baylor leads the Angels in runs scored with 24. Right-hand hitter, big, strong, takes a curve high, ball 1. Two outs, the Yankees lead 2-0 in the second. The pitch from Figueroa, low. Had the slider on the outside corner, but a bit low, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. The series continues tomorrow night. 10:30 ball game. 2-0 deal. Foul back and out of play. Two-one pitch now. Low, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Don Gullett pitches for the Yankees tomorrow night. 3-1 pitch. Low, ball 4. Figueroa has given up his first walk. Baylor down at first base. Now Baylor has 5 stolen bases out of 6 attempts. The batter will be Bobby Grich, the shortstop. The Yankees tomorrow night use Don Gullett, and the Angels come back with Nolan Ryan. Gullett is 2-2, and Ryan is 5-3. On Sunday afternoon, the wind-up game, it'll be Mike Torres 5-1 for the Yankees, and Frank Tanana 5-1 for the California Angels, and that should be a great pitching matchup. Mike Torres and fast Frankie Tanana. Bobby Grich, right-hand hitter. Grich is batting .267. Pitch to him. He takes the slider for a strike. Grich has 32 hits this year, 5 home runs, 4 doubles, 15 runs batted in. Leads the Angels in walks with 19. He's also struck out 24 times, the same number as has Bobby Bonds. Throw to first base, and Baylor dives back. The on-deck batter will be Dan Briggs. Another throw to first, and Baylor is safe. Well, the fans are imploring Baylor to go, and the pitch comes in low. A ball. It's 1-1 on right-hand hitting Bobby Grich. Baylor walks, others lead and stops. Chambliss holding. Pitch to Grich is foul back in the upper deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Yankees play Grich to pull on the infield. The outfield pretty much straight away with Mickey Rivers maybe a step or 2 toward left. Roy White in left field, the deep man in the outfield for the Yankees. The Yankees lead by a score of 2-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Baylor at first, 2 down. Ed Figueroa has Munson signed. Brings the hands down. The runner goes. The pitch is outside. The throw to second base, and he's out at second. Willie Randolph tags Don Baylor out, and it wasn't even a close play at second base. Caught stealing 2-4. At the end of 2, it's the Yankees 2 and the Angels nothing.
Plymouth Arrow. One little car with a whole lot of heart.
You know when the fastball is smoking and the curveball is breaking. When a pitcher has good stuff, you don't make changes. Now, Rheingold Extra Dry hasn't changed. It's still the same good stuff that won the gold medal at the 58 World's Fair in competition with the world's best beers. The same brewmaster is still in charge at Rheingold, still brewing you the best. You don't change a winning pitcher or a winning beer. Won't you try Extra Dry Rheingold? Rheingold Brewery, New York.
Thurman Munson leads off the third inning for the Yankees. Thurman single to center field, moving Rivers into scoring position in the first inning. Right-hand batter. Baltimore leads Oakland 4-0 at the end of 1. Pitch is low for a ball to Thurman. Milwaukee 9 and Detroit 3 at the end of 7. Texas and Kansas City tied 2-2 in the bottom half of the 9th at Kansas City. The pitch, breaking ball is low. Boston got a run on the first on a home run by Fred Lynn, his first of the year. Seattle is batting in the first inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Thurman Munson. Simpson winds and delivers. Thurman swings and pops it up foul back behind the plate, and no play for Terry Humphrey. Chicago leads Cleveland 5-3 at the end of 7.5. Toronto 3 and Minnesota 3 at the end of 8, all tied up. In the National League, the Cubs over Montreal 5-3. That was the final. St. Louis shut out Atlanta 3-0. Cincinnati beat the Giants 6-4. The Mets blanked the Dodgers 3-0. Dave Kingman hit his 8th home run. There's a drive deep to left field. Speaking of home runs, this could be it for Munson. Back goes Rudi. The ball is gone in the bullpen. A home run for Thurman Munson. Well, there's just no stopping that Thurman Munson. A drive into the bullpen for his 7th home run of the year. And the Yankees lead 3-0. Thurman Munson glad-handed by his teammates in the dugout. On his 7th home run of the year, a Getty Goner for Thurman, and for his Getty round tripper, Munson receives Getty gift certificates good toward the purchase of Getty Premium Gasoline. Reggie Jackson, the batter, singled his first time up on an infield bouncer, and he swings and misses. Getty gets to Thurman Munson for the gasoline that, according to a recent survey, sells from 2 to 2.5 cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. 1 strike delivery, fastball on the inside corner. Strike 2. Jackson was ducking back out of the way. John Matlack pitched that shutout for the Mets, a 7-hitter. Dave Kingman hit his 8th home run of the year to beat Rick Rhoden and the Dodgers 3-0. At the end of 8 innings, the Philadelphia Phillies lead San Diego 5-4. The ball, 2 strikes on Reggie Jackson, and the pitch is down low. Elsewhere in the National League, at the end of 8 innings, Houston 3 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 0. Right here, it's 3-0 Yankees. 1-2 to Reggie. And a drive on 1 out to the shortstop, Grich. The throw to first base, and he is out in a close play. Reggie Jackson got down the line in a hurry, and it was close at first base, but he is out by a half a step. Grich almost took too much time getting rid of that ball at shortstop. 1 away, and Chris Chambliss the batter. Chris grounded out to Remy at second in the first inning. The Yankees lead 3-0. Simpson into the windup, the kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss as he burned a fastball by Chambliss. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch on the way from Simpson. Low and inside and backhanded in the webbing of the mitt by Terry Humphrey. Yankees now with 3 runs on 5 hits. Roy White is the on-deck hitter. The pitch hit in the air to deep center field. Back goes the center fielder Flores. Back on the track, back at the fence, and he makes the catch at the wall. Gil Flores had to go all the way to the wall and reach high over his head to pull in Chambliss' drive in deep center field. Two outs on a long out by Chris Chambliss. Flores against the boards in center to make the catch. Roy White, the batter. He flied out to left his first time up. Batting left-handed against the right-hander Wayne Simpson. And the first pitch to Roy. Breaking ball is inside. Graig Nettles is on deck. Crowd has continued to build here at the Anaheim Stadium. A good turnout. 1-0 delivery. Slow curve is over. 1 ball, 1 strike. Simpson peers in for the sign, gets it from Humphrey. Right arm comes around, and the pitch comes in low. 2 balls and a strike on a low curve to Roy White. Two on pitch. Fastball inside. 3 balls and a strike to Roy White. And the pitch to him. Drill foul past the first base umpire, Larry Barnett.
White was ready for that one, but just a little too far out in front. He pulled it hard but foul. 3-2 the count. Simpson with a payoff pitch to Roy White. It's on the way. Fastball struck him out. 1 run on 1 hit. The home run by Munson. And at the end of 2.5, it's the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing. 2 board. Well, through the first 2 innings, Ed Figueroa has given up 1 hit on a walk, but he's faced a minimum 6 men. Yankees have turned over a double play, and Munson threw Baylor out trying to steal. So here's the number 7 batter, Bobby Grich. He was up when Baylor was thrown out to end the second. Right-hand hitter, and Figgy's first pitch. Low one outside. Ball 1. Figueroa's 1-0 delivery. Slider is outside, 2-0. You know, one of the biggest favorites with Yankee fans has always been Bat Day, and this year Bat Day is set for Sunday, June 12th, when the Yankees take on the Minnesota Twins in New York. 2-0 delivery. Low, ball 3, 3-0 to Grich. Adirondack official Little League bats will be free to all fans 14 and under on Sunday, June 12th at Yankee Stadium. 3-0 delivery. Grich takes a strike, and it's 3-1. Danny Briggs is on deck. The Yankees lead 3-0. Figueroa works off the first base side of the pitching slab. 3-1 pitch is popped up on the infield. In comes Nettles down the line from third, halfway to the plate in fair territory, and he one-hands it. Grich is retired. And now Danny Briggs, the first baseman. Briggs, a left-hand batter, is hitting but 185. He has 5 hits in 27 at-bats. 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. Figueroa to Briggs. Fastball for a strike. The California Angels are averaging exactly 5 runs scored per game this year. The New York Yankees are averaging exactly 5 runs scored per game this year. Pitch is sliced down the left field corner. Maybe foul. White is after it. Foul ball, and he cannot get to it. So Briggs will come back and try it again. The Angel pitching staff has surrendered just over 4 runs per game this year, while the Yankee pitching staff has given up just under 4 runs per game. But the runs scored average out to exactly 5 per game for each club. Two-strike pitch. Struck him out. Fastball. And he went fishing downstairs for it. Figueroa picks up his first strikeout of the ballgame. Yankees are leading by a score of 3-0. 2 outs here in the third. And it brings up the catcher, Terry Humphrey. He's a right-hand hitter. Humphrey is batting .215. 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Figueroa's first pitch, low and away, breaking ball. Humphrey is one of 3 catchers on the Angel Club, Andy Etchebarren and Ike Hampton being the other 2. Etchebarren listed as a player coach. 1-0 pitch. Fast and low, ball 2. Frank Musser here in Anaheim, along with Phil Rizzuto and Bill White. We'll be here tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. 2-0 delivery. High and inside, ball 3. So Figueroa falls behind Humphrey just as he did Grich, leading off the inning. 3 balls and no strikes. He brings it again, and he misses inside, ball 4. Figueroa has given up his second walk in the game. So with 2 outs and a runner at first, the batter is Gil Flores, who singled to center field in the first inning, and then was cut down when Dave Chalk ran it into a double play. Flores has hit in every game in which he has played for the Angels, 6 in a row. Chambliss lets Figueroa know he's going to play behind the runner at first, and the pitch to Flores. Breaking ball for a strike. Figueroa got the slider over the outside corner. Jerry Remy is on deck. Flores is a right-hand batter. And he fouls this one back on the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. The Yankees lead 3-0, 2 outs. The runner on here in the bottom half of the third. next pitch, high. Well, according to my watch, another half hour back east and Friday the 13th will be a matter of history. I hope it hasn't been too bad for you. Danny Bartolucci, we got 2.5 hours yet to 3.5 hours yet to go out here. 1-2 pitch, outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you know, a lot of folks believe that Friday the 13th is a lucky day and not unlucky. Two ball, 2 strike pitch. High, ball 3. Automatic release now for the runner at first, Terry Humphrey. 3-2 on Gil Flores. 2 outs. Figueroa looks over, sees Chambliss well back behind the runner. Humphrey goes. The pitch is fouled out of play on the first base side. Yes, sir, this weekend is going to boost the California Angel attendance quite a bit. Near sellout. In fact, tomorrow night may be a sellout. And the advance sale for Sunday is excellent. The pitch with the runner going is line to right field. Base hit. Humphrey around second on his way to third. Jackson's throw is cut off by Dent. And the Angels have runners on the corners. Gil Flores is now 2 for 2. That is only the second hit off Figueroa. The batter will be Jerry Remy. Remy slide out to Nicky Rivers, who made a running catch in center field in the first inning. The California Angels at home have averaged 17,368 per day. Total of 225,784 on 13 playing dates at home. That attendance will go up considerably this weekend, with a possibility of a sellout tomorrow night. We'll be on the air at 10:30. And close to a sellout expected on Sunday. Runners on the corners, and here's the left-hand hitting Jerry Remy. Dent and Randolph clog up the middle. The outfield fades him around to the left side. Chambliss holds on Flores. And the pitch. Remy hits it in the air to left field, not too deep. Roy White is there. Mickey Rivers is over, and who's going to be? Look out. It is White who takes it right in front of Rivers to retire the side. No runs, a base hit, 2-man left, and Bill White will carry along, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. At the end of 3, the score, the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing.
So happens Phil Rizzuto is a household word. Well, it is in my household, and my mother considers me to be quite semi-famous.
Well, that may be good enough for 1 or 2 Butterfingers, but you've got a whole fun-sized bag. You haven't earned all those Butterfingers.
So what should I do with the rest of them?
Well, it so happens Frank Messer is a household word.
Oh, the Yankees ahead 3-0, playing the top of the 4th. Graig Nettles will lead off. It'll be Nettles, Carlos May, and then Bucky Dent, as the bottom third of the lineup will have to face right-hander Wayne Simpson. Nettles walked and scored in the 2nd inning. The Yankees have RBIs from Jackson, Dent, and Thurman Munson. Munson a solo home run leading off the 3rd. Simpson's first pitch is down low. It's a ball. The Yankees have scored a run in each of the first 3 innings. They have 3 runs on 5 base hits. The California Angels, no runs on 2 against Ed Figueroa. Curveball on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Now we see the Cubs beat Montreal 5-3. Bunted foul outside third. Nettles bunting all the ways. He's got the third baseman, Dave Chalk, way back and wide of third base. As soon as Simpson started winding up, Nettles squared around and bunted down the third base line, but it was foul. So the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Graig Nettles. They have 3 people on the right side of the infield for Nettles. The shortstop, Grich, is out behind second. The second baseman, Remy, way over toward the line and back on the grass. Fastball looped into shallow center field. That's going to... It's not going to fall. Bobby Grich, going out into shallow left center, made a one-handed catch. And there's 1 away. Let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
This is Yankee Baseball from the Lincoln Savings Bank. Repair or redecorate with a low-cost Lincoln Home Improvement Loan and get a 10% discount on materials from Macros Lumber and Pergament Home Decorating Centers. Call 782-6000, member FDIC. WMCA, Strauss Communications in New York.
Oh, a curve to Carlos Mays, a call strike. A fine running catch by shortstop Bobby Grich. He was already playing behind second base, but he had to go out in the shallow left center and made the catch. Fastball to Mays, a strike, 0-2. Well, you see the Mets beat the Dodgers 3-0. John Matlack won his second. The 0-2. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes, a waste pitch. Here the Yankees have a 3-0 lead in the top of the fourth. There's 1 out and nobody on. Carlos May with the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the second inning, he singled to right field, sending Nettles to third. Nettles scored on a sacrifice fly by Bucky Dent. The 1-2 pitch. Hit foul, upper deck left side, and out of play. We'll give you all of the American League scores we have in just a second. The wind and the 1-2 to May. Outside, 2-2. Now the Brewers beat the Tigers 9-3. And the White Sox beat the Cleveland Indians 5-3. Texas and Kansas City tied up 2 apiece, with Kansas City batting the bottom of the 9th. Seattle leading Boston 5-2 at the end of 2. 2-2 pitch to May is inside, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, Seattle Mariners, picking up where they left off against the Yankees, scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first. Boston scored singletons in the top of the first and the top of the second. At the end of 2, it's Seattle 5, the Red Sox 2. 3-2 pitch to May. Line base hit right center. Over to his right is Bobby Bonds. He'll get it in, and May will hold at first base. So Carlos May, 2 for 2. He's there at first base with 1 away, and that'll bring on Bucky Dent. At the end of 8 of Minnesota, the Toronto Blue Jays 3, the Minnesota Twins 3. And Baltimore playing Oakland. Baltimore leading 4-1 at the end of 2. We'll have to double-check that score for you. Bucky Dent drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the second inning. So he hasn't been at bat officially yet, but he picked up a run batted in, his 14th of the year. A right-handed batter. Simpson sets, checks the runner at first base, and a pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. In the National League, we gave you the Chicago Cub-Montreal game, with the Cubs winning 5-3. Here's the 0-1 now to Dent. It goes to first base, and May gets back easily. Carlos does not take a big lead. Cardinals beat Atlanta 3-0. Had 19,000 in Atlanta for that ball game. Maybe the Braves have started another losing streak. The 1-strike pitch to Dent. The breaking ball is outside. It's 1-1. Braves lost 17 in a row before winning yesterday. Their third base coach, Vern Benson. Their owner, Ted Turner, sitting in the seats behind the dugout. Well, the Cincinnati Reds beat the San Francisco Giants 6-4. Dent takes inside, 2-1. Mets over L.A. 3-0. We gave you that score. The Phillies edged San Diego 5-4. And the final National League score, the Houston Astros 3, the Pittsburgh Pirates 0. Now the set. 2-1 to Dent. 2 high, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Carlos May at first base with 1 away. He lets the peek over his left shoulder, looks at first base coach Elston Howard to see what Billy Martin wants him to do on this 3-1 pitch. Simpson sets, Sand checks. May is not going. The pitch is a called strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bucky Dent. Dent started toward first base, but home plate umpire Marty Springstead called him back. So the count now is full on Bucky Dent with 1 away. On deck is Willie Randolph. Now Simpson sets, checks the runner. He's not going. The pitch is outside, ball 4. And now Norm Sherry, the manager of the California Angels, is walking slowly out to the mound. He's got a right-hander and a left-hander getting loose, and that might be all for Wayne Simpson. Jerry joined at the mound by Terry Humphrey as catcher, and he's looking out toward left field, and he wants the right-hander. He had Dick Drago, a right-hander, getting loose. So the new pitcher for the California Angels is making his way to the mound.
Rickle helps you do it better with Rickle.
Anytime is a good time to check out the automotive department at Rickle Home Center. You'll save a lot. Rickle features Lee oil and air filters, the ones for...
Frank, what's another word for action?
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo?
Right, Phil. Yoo-hoo chocolate drink.
Why's that?
Because Yoo-hoo not only has the best chocolate taste of any soft drink, but it also contains high-quality protein. And it's made from 99% fat-free milk. Yoo-hoo keeps your action going. That's why it's Yogi's favorite drink.
Yoo-hoo is the action drink for action people.
Right. The chocolate drink of champions. Join me in a Yoo-hoo?
I'll drink to that.
Drink Yoo-hoo, another fine product from Iroquois brand.
Now, the new pitcher for the California Angels is right-hander Dick Drago, and Wayne Simpson now walking slowly toward the dugout. Simpson went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 base hits. He struck out 1 and walked 2, and of course, should Carlos May or Bucky Dent score, they would be charged to Simpson's record. So Simpson's lead leaves with the Yankees leading 3-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. Dick Drago, of course, has pitched for Kansas City and also for the Boston Red Sox. This year, he is making his 10th appearance for the California Angels. They've been all relief appearances. He's won none and lost 1. He's also picked up a save. He's given up 15 hits in 13 innings. And 3 home runs in 13 innings. That's quite a bit. But he's also struck out 9 in 13 innings. It's also quite a bit. So Drago will have to deal with Willie Randolph here in the top of the 4th. The Yankees ahead 3-0. Yankees 3 runs on 6 base hits. The California Angels no runs on 2. Neither team has made an error yet. The Yankees will be back home on Thursday night to start a 5-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. And right now, Baltimore just 1/2 game behind the Yankees in the American League East race. Earl Weaver doing an excellent job of keeping his young Orioles in the race. I don't think too many people felt the Orioles would win many ball games, but they're still hanging in, just 1/2 game back. The Yankees missed a golden opportunity to put a couple of games between them and the Orioles in Seattle. But Seattle really out of the doldrums now. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 1st against the Boston Red Sox, and they got rid of Louis Tiant. At the end of 2, they lead the Red Sox 5-2. Now Randolph in. Runners lead off 1st and 2nd with 1 away. Willie takes outside a ball. Randolph has been up twice. He's bounced the short, popped the 1st, 0 for 2. Carlos May down at 2nd. Bucky Dent on at 1st with 1 away. Now the set by Drago. And the pitch. Line center field, that'll be a base hit. May is going to be held at 3rd base as Flores comes on and gets the ball quickly and throws a strike to Terry Humphrey. So Dick Hauser alertly holding Carlos May at 3rd base, so the Yankees have the bases loaded with 1 out, and the batter is Mickey Rivers. Willie Randolph picking up his first base hit of the ball game. He's now 1 for 3, and he set the stage for Rivers, who's 1 for 2. Rivers singled a center and scored in the 1st inning, forced a runner at 2nd base in the 2nd. Now the Angels, realizing they cannot turn a double play on Rivers, have brought their infield in. Chalk in at 3rd, Grich the shortstop, Remy at 2nd, and Briggs the first baseman playing just behind Randolph. Bases loaded, 1 out. Drago set. And the pitch. Swung on, pop foul, that'll be back out of play. No balls and a strike on Rivers. Drago now gets a new ball. The Angel outfield playing Rivers more or less straight away with the center fielder Flores a step or 2 toward left center. Rudy, the left fielder, Flores over at left center, and Bobby Bonds gives Rivers a lot of the right field line. Drago now sets. Here's a 1-strike pitch. Breaking ball popped up. The first baseman Briggs is there. In foul territory, he's got it. Oh, big out for Dick Drago. 2 outs. Base is still loaded, and the batter's a hot-hitting Thurman Munson. After losing a 16-game hitting streak the opening night in Seattle, Thurman went 2 for 4 last night, including his 6th home run of the year. And here tonight, he's 2 for 2, a single, and his 7th home run of the year, leading off in the 3rd inning. The Angels have a quick conference on the mound. Bobby Grich, the shortstop, Terry Humphrey, the catcher, along with the pitcher, Dick Drago. Now the outfield straightens up for Munson, and the infield moves back. Thurman, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Both those figures tops on the Yankees. He's a right-handed batter. Drago looking in. Now he's winding in. The first pitch to Munson. Called strike. Munson now batting at .342. Carlos Mays at 3rd. Bucky Dent is at 2nd. Willie Randolph is at 1st. There are 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Here's a 1-strike pitch. Too high, it's 1-1. Yankees leading 3-0, trying to put some more runs on the board. Dick Drago in relief of Wayne Simpson, trying to keep him off the board. Drago looking for a sign, gets it, rocks, kicks, and deals a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, bounced slowly toward 3rd, and it kicks foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes now on Munson. May going back to 3rd, Dent jogging back to 2nd, Randolph back to 1st base. Kneeling on deck is Reggie Jackson. Now Drago looking over his left shoulder, checking out Randolph and seeing just where Danny Briggs, his first baseman, playing. Now he gets up top and looks in for a sign. He's in the windup, and the 1-2 pitch to Munson. Swung on and missed. Munson goes down swinging on a high fastball. No runs, 2 hits, and the Yankees leave the bases loaded. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing. First and second, and just one away. He gave up the single to Randolph, but then he got Rivers to pop up to his first baseman, Danny Briggs, and struck out the dangerous Thurman Munson. Now we're in the bottom of the 4th with the Yankees leading 3-0, and leading off for the California Angels, their third baseman, Dave Chalk. It'll be Dave Chalk, Joe Rudi, and then Bobby Bonds against Ed Figueroa. Chalk's been up once, bounced into a double play, so he's 0 for 1. And he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Gil Flores was at first base moving on a 3-2 pitch, and Chalk bounced up the middle that Randolph got and turned into a double play. And the curveball is outside. It's 1-1. Chalk now batting at .347. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. The Yankees play him straight away. Figueroa's 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, chopped to 3rd. Nettles is right there. Takes his time, flips to Chambliss, and there's 1 away. Oh, it's 1 out, nobody on. That'll bring on Joe Rudi, the left fielder. Rudi's been up once. That was back in the 2nd inning, and he flied out to Rivers in center field. Moving on deck is Bobby Bonds, the right fielder. Rudi stands way back off the plate, hits from a closed stance. The Yankees try to keep the ball away from him. There's a fastball. It's too high. Rudi batting at .275, 7 home runs. He leads the American League with 33 runs batted in. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped out in front of the plate. Got it. Figueroa has it. Fires the first 2 outs. Figueroa now going with the sinker ball. Got a couple of ground balls, one from Chalk, one for Rudi. Here's Bobby Bonds. Bonds has been up once, lined hard to Reggie Jackson out in right field, so Bonds is 0 for 1. A right-handed hitter with good power. Batting at .274. 7 home runs, 18 runs batted in. And moving on deck, Don Baylor. Figueroa in the windup, and the pitch. Hit deep down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul and go back in the seats. One strike on Bobby Bonds. Well, Kansas City scored a run in the bottom of the ninth, and they edged the Texas Rangers 3-2. Mark Littell won it. He's now 4-1. Bert Blyleven lost it. He's 4-3. They had 20,000 Kansas City for that ball game. Final again, Kansas City 3, the Texas Rangers 2. The one-strike pitch to Bonds is outside. 1-1. Well, the Red Sox picked up 2 more runs in the top of the third. At the end of 3.5 in Seattle, Seattle 5, the Red Sox 4. The 1-1 pitch to Bonds. Hit in the air to left center. White going back. Rivers over there. They're back up against the wall. Rivers is there, and he's got it. Drops the ball. And Bonds goes into second base. An error will be charged to Mickey Rivers. It was a high drive into left center field. Rivers and White both there. Roy backed off, giving Mickey plenty of room. Mickey, with his back up against the fence, the ball came down, settled in his glove, and somehow came out of it. So an error charge to Yankee center fielder Mickey Rivers. Bonds is down at second. A 2-base error for Rivers. And with 2 outs, the batter's Don Baylor. Baylor was walked by Figueroa in the second inning, and he was cut down by Munson trying to steal. Baylor takes a fastball too high. First error of the ball game. Yankees made 5 last night in losing to Seattle. The next pitch is drilled to right field. Going back is Jackson in the corner, still going. He's got it, and Jackson really hits up against the wall out of right field. Reggie Jackson with a diving backhand catch in the right field corner. And listen to the hand the California Angel fans give Jackson. No runs, no hits, an error and a man left on base. At the end of 4, it's the Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing.
Chocolate charge up is non-carbonated. Doesn't even have to be refrigerated. So isn't it time to do Yoo-hoo chocolate drink? It's so delicious. Yoo-hoo chocolate drink.
When a chocolate soft drink is #1 in the USA, it's got to have something going for it. Yoo-hoo does. Great taste, rich and creamy, really refreshing. And Yoo-hoo chocolate drink contains high-quality protein made from 99% fat-free milk. Isn't it time you knew Yoo-hoo, America's favorite chocolate drink? It's Yogi Berra's favorite, too. Yoo-hoo chocolate drink, the action drink for action people. Yoo-hoo is another fine product of Iroquois brands.
Well, after making that great catch on Don Baylor to save at least 1 run, Reggie Jackson leads off against Dick Drago here in the top of the 5th with the Yankees leading 3-0. And the first pitch to him is outside, ball 1. Drago's next pitch is outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Jackson drove in a run with a high bouncing single in the first inning, and he also grounded out short to first in the third, so he's 1 for 2. Reggie now 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Drago's pitch is in there, called strike. It's 2-1. It'll be Jackson, Chambliss, and then Roy White for the Yankees here in the top of the 5th. Yankees on top 3-0 over the Cal Angels. 2-1 pitch to Jackson. Drill to right field. Bonds going back, and he's got it. Bobby Bonds running into the corner to pull down that long shot by Jackson. There's 1 away. Here's Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 2. Bounced to second and drove Gil Flores back to the wall in center field in the third. Chris now batting at .297. 4 home runs, 20 runs batted, and he's in left-handed. Hits it foul, upper deck left side, not a play. No balls and a strike on Chambliss. Ball kicked out of the upper deck, went down behind the California Angel dugout, and a little kid came up with it. Drago's next pitch is low. It's 1-1. We'll give you a station break in just a second. Drago's 1-1 pitch to Chambliss. Swung on right field, base hit. Over quickly is Bonds. He cuts it off and hustles it into second base, and Chambliss has to hold it first. Let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee, home of champions radio network.
WMCA, Strauss Communications in New York. This is Mel Allen. Thanks to Emery's computer tracking system, no matter where your package is, you can always touch base with it. Emery, the Air Force in air freight.
He's now 1 for 3, and here's Roy White, who's 0 for 2. Slide to left, struck out. Switch hitter and left-handed. White bounces one towards second. Remy charging. To Grich for 1. Back to first, not in time. They get the force at second base, 4-6. White beats the relay, so he's on at first. 2 outs now. And that'll bring on Graig Nettles. Chambliss doing a fine job of going after Bobby Grich. Made him get out of his way and jump up. And Grich's throw back to first base was not in time. So here's Nettles, who's walked and scored. And popped to the shortstop, Bobby Grich. Grich making a fine running catch in shallow left center. The Angels really pull the switch on for Graig Nettles. Grich is out behind second base by, in fact, 3 or 4 steps on the first base side of second base. Normally he's a shortstop. The second base, Remy's back on the grass playing Nettles to pull. Danny Briggs has to hold on White. And a throw to first base, and White is back. Drago straightens up and sets the belt. Throw to first base, and White is back again. Roy's only stolen 1 base this year. He's been caught twice. Here's a pitch to Nettles. Swung on, hit foul on the upper deck left side. Now with the power in the Yankee batting order this year, Billy Martin has opted not to try to steal as often. Everybody up and down that batting order can really pop that seed, so he sort of plays a waiting game, plays for the big inning. But he's still got a good running ball club should he choose to use it. Randolph, Rivers, Munson runs well. Jackson still runs well. White can run. Throw to first base, and Roy's back again. Yankees so far this year have stolen 18 bases. They've been caught a dozen times. Here's a 1-strike pitch now to Nettles, and it's outside and high. It's the ball on the strike. Rivers leads the Yankees in stolen bases with 5. Willie Randolph has 4. Thurman Munson has stolen 3, along with Reggie Jackson. Drago reading signs from Terry Humphrey. Now the right-hander sets. He checks White at first. The 1-1 to Nettles. Swung on, drilled deep to left field. Going back is Rudi. Still back. He's on the warning track now. He's there, and he's got it. Nettles driving the left fielder, Joe Rudi, all the way back to the wall in deep left field. No runs, a base hit, and a man left. We're going to the bottom of the 5th here in Anaheim. The score, the Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing.
Highway for AC Delco. Now, don't commit highway robbery. The next time you change your oil, be sure you check on your oil filter, too. If it needs changing, be sure it's replaced with a quality AC oil filter. AC filters help protect more new American cars than any other brand. They can help protect you against expensive engine wear. Look, come on, play it smart. Wherever you go for parts or service, come flat out and tell them you want an AC oil filter. And tell them Bradley Crawford said hello.
Well, Bobby Grich will lead off for the California Angels here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Yankees leading 3-0. The Yankees have 3 runs on 8 hits. The Angels no runs on just 2 base hits against Ed Figueroa. Grich has been up once, and he popped to Graig Nettles at third base. Bottom third of the Angel lineup, Bobby Grich, Danny Briggs, and Terry Humphrey. Grich takes a curveball on the outside corner for a strike. So far, Figueroa has had excellent control and pretty good stuff. The 1-strike pitch, breaking ball's a call, strike 2. Grich now backs out. Now he gets back in. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Waste pitch outside, 1-2. Dave Garcia coaching at third for the Angels. Del Crandall coaching at first base. Here's the 1-2 to Grich. Fastball is outside again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rich batting at .264 so far this year for the Angels. He's hit 5 home runs, and he's driven in 15 runs. Here's a 2-2 delivery. Outside ball, 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. Fastball is swung on and missed. Well, Figueroa went ahead, no balls, 2 strikes to Grich. Threw 3 straight balls and came back and got him with a sinker. It's only the second strikeout for Figueroa. That'll bring on Danny Briggs, the first baseman. Well, Boston and Seattle at the end of 5. Seattle 5, the Boston Red Sox 4. Fred Lynn has 2 home runs in that ball game. Briggs takes a strike on the inside corner. Rupert Jones hit his 4th in the first with 1 on for the Seattle Mariners. The 1-strike pitch to Briggs is a called strike 2, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Overhand fastball is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So there are only 2 other games going in the American League besides this one. The Yankees here lead at 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out, nobody on. Figueroa now taking a long look at Munson. Rocks, kicks, and deals. Fastball that's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Figgy turns his back to the plate. Briggs, a 179 hitter. He's been up once and struck out. Figueroa now taking plenty of time, looking at Munson. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced to first base. Chambliss is there, and he'll take it himself. 2 out. Here's a quick rundown once again of the finals in the American League. Milwaukee beats the Tigers 9-3. Kansas City picked up a run in the bottom of the 9th, and they edged the Texas Rangers 3-2. The White Sox beat Cleveland 5-3, and they got 13 base hits. The White Sox, surprisingly, not only near the top in the West, but also the best hitting team in the American League. The Minnesota Twins beat Toronto 4-3. They scored a run in the bottom of the 9th for that win. Game still going. Seattle 5, Boston 4 at the end of 5. And Baltimore 5, Oakland 1 at the end of 5. Here's Terry Humphrey, the catcher, who walked his last time up, and he takes a strike. Figueroa with the 0-1 pitch. Curveball is high, 1-1. These 2 teams met just once at Yankee Stadium earlier this year. The second game was rained off, but the Yankees won the opener, and the only game played there 8-1. The 1-1 to Humphrey. Bounced foul just outside the Yankee dugout on the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Humphrey. Mike Torres, by the way, won that ball game for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Here's the 1-2 to Humphrey. Fastball is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 pitch. High ball, 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Figueroa gets ahead of the Angel batters. Then he nibbles a bit, and he has to come back from a full count. And the payoff pitch to Terry Humphrey. Swung on, chopped foul outside third. Good sinker. Now remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nettles runs it down, flips it back to Figueroa. The Yankees have to be very happy with the trade they made with the California Angels, picking up Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa. Both of them have been invaluable. Payoff pitch. Swung on, foul back. Still 3-2. But the Yankees have to be happy with a lot of the deals they've made. Picking up Willie Randolph, the Pittsburgh Pirates, along with Doc Ellis, and sending Ellis to Oakland, picking up Mike Torres. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball is outside, ball 4. Humphrey walks for the second time in the ball game. And that'll bring on Gil Flores, the center fielder, who's been up twice singled both times. He should pick up a Bucky Dent for an Oscar gamble plus a little money. Not to mention the deal made a few years back for Chris Chambliss and Dick Tidrow. Picking up Carlos May. Torres swings and fouls it back. No balls and a strike on Gil Flores. They just purchased a Jimmy Wynn. Nettles also came in that Cleveland trade. Fran Healy picked up from the Kansas City Royals. Paul Blair from Baltimore. One strike pitch is fouled back upon the screen. 0-2. Yankees leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Terry Humphrey, with Chambliss playing behind him, is at first base. There are 2 outs, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Gil Flores. Figueroa's pitch, a breaking ball, is outside, 1-2. Flores is from Ponce, Puerto Rico, still lives there. Got a chance to play when the California Angels traded Bruce Bochy to the Cleveland Indians. Bochy and Sid Monzi, a relief pitcher for Dave LaRoche. Check swing, base hit right field. Around second, going to third is Humphrey. And Flores is 3 for 3 against Ed Figueroa. So Gil Flores has all 3 base hits against Figueroa. That one, a check swing job that just got over the head of Chambliss and on out into right field. So once again, for the second time in the ball game, the Angels have Flores at first base and Humphrey over at third. And with 2 outs, the batter is Jerry Remy, the second baseman. Remy has line to center, and he's flied to wide in left field. He's 0 for 2. Time is called now as Nettles wants to talk to Ed Figueroa. Just 3 base hits against Figueroa by the Angels, and Gil Flores has all of them. Here's a pitch now to Remy, and it's a called strike. Remy, a left-handed batter, not much power, a pretty good slap hitter, makes contact. He's batting just under 280. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. Figueroa sets, checks the runners, and deals. And it misses inside, 1-1. Nettles in on the grass, just a bit wide at third. Chambliss holding on Flores at first as Figueroa sets. And the pitch. Swung on, hit foul, left side, not a play, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Remy. Well, Figueroa gets new baseball, turns his back to the plate and rubs it up. They're playing Remy to hit to the left side. White way over near the line. Rivers way over in left center. And Jackson more or less straight away in right, so the big gap is out in right center field. Infield playing him straight away. Now Nettles backs off at third. Here's a 1-2 to Remy. Too high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Dave Shaw. Yankees trying to protect a 3-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Angels have runners at first and third, and 2 outs, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count on Jerry Remy. The set. And the pitch. Too high, ball 3. So now Flores will be going from first base, and that'll take the possibility of the force down at second away from the Yankee infield. They'll have to play it at first should the ball be hit on the ground. Chambliss will play behind the runner at first. Terry Humphrey, a walking lead off third with 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch now to Jerry Remy. Too high, ball 4. Base is loaded with Angels. Humphreys at third base. Flores is down at second. Remy is on at first. And the batter with 2 outs is Dave Chalk. And I think we're going to get some action in the Yankee bullpen. Fran Healy just picked up his catcher's mask and glove, and Dick Tidrow gets up. Dave Chalk, so far in the ballgame, has bounced into a double play and bounced to third and takes a breaking ball outside. Tidrow starts to warm for the Yankees. Their bullpen out in right field. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Chalk. Too high, it's 2-0, and Billy Martin now bounces out of the Yankee dugout. Started with 2 outs. Figueroa struck out Bobby Grich. He jammed to Danny Briggs, and Briggs bounced to Chambliss unassisted. Then he ran a count full on Terry Humphrey, the weak hitting catcher, and walked in for the second time in the ballgame. Gil Flores tried to check a swing, looped the single, had a Chambliss to right field. That set Humphrey to third base. Jerry Remy walked to load the bases, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes on Dave Chalk as Martin jogs back to the Yankee dugout. Here's the 2-0 pitch. On the inside corner, called strike. It's 2-1. Chalk stands way up on the plate and backed off the pitch, but it nipped the inside corner. Figueroa working quickly. The 2-1 pitch. Pop foul. That'll be out of play over the Yankee dugout on the right side. It's 2-2. So whatever Martin told Figueroa, Figgy got the next 2 pitches over, and the count's all even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Figueroa with a new baseball as the Angel fans here yelling go, go. Here's the 2-2. Too high, ball 3, and the count is full on Dave Chalk. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the runners will be moving. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a full count on Dave Chalk. And Chalk backs off. The time is called. Here's a windup and the payoff pitch. Popped up out to shallow center. Rivers is right there waiting. And he's got it. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and the Angels leave the bases loaded. And at the end of 5, the Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing.
Buyers of regular gasoline, you probably think unleaded gasoline just don't perform. Sure, unleaded gives you a...
Well, don't forget the Yankees will be back home on Thursday night to open a big 5-game series with the second-place Baltimore Orioles. And that includes the first doubleheader of the year. That'll be next Sunday afternoon. Then the Red Sox will be in for a 2-game matchup. Pretty good action on the next homestand at the stadium. Carlos May against Dick Drago. Drago top of the 6th. Yankees ahead 3-0. And the first pitch is a ball. Carlos is 2 for 2. Drago's next pitch. Too high. It's 2-0. Oh, 7 games coming up to lead off the next homestand against the Yankees' top challengers in the East. May hits one in the air to left field. Right there, Joe Rudi backing up and waiting. And there's one away. Baltimore for 5 big games. Then the Red Sox come in for 2. You better make plans to get your tickets now. Be a lot of excitement out there. Oh, Weaver has his ball club playing well. And the Yankee-Boston matchup is always a tough one. Bucky Dent is in. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly, and he's walked, so he hasn't been at bat officially yet. He has now as he chops one to third base. Dug out there by Chalk. Flips on the first, 2 out. So 2 up, 2 down. Yankees ahead 3-0 in the 6th, and that'll bring on Willie Randolph. Randolph has bounced to short, pops to first, and single to center. He's 1 for 3. Recap the scoring again. Reggie Jackson's high chopper was played by starter Wayne Simpson. Rivers scored. Simpson had no play. Jackson a single and a run batted in. Solo homer by Munson in the 3rd. That was the 3rd run. The 2nd run, a walk to Nettles, a single to May, and a sacrifice fly by Bucky Dent. 3-0 Yankees. The 1-0 to Randolph. Stopped to short. Charged by Grich. He's got a long throw, and he makes it in time. And the side is retired as Randolph bounces out 6-3. An easy inning for Dick Drago. Bottom of the sixth coming up. The Yankees leading the Angels 3-0.
Men, do you suffer from the itching, chafing, or rash of jock itch? Then don't put up with it a day longer than necessary. Get Cruex, the product made specifically for jock itch. Cruex goes to work immediately to help relieve the itching, the chafing, and the rash. And its special medication helps fight the causes of jock itch. So don't put up with itching or chafing or rash a day longer than necessary. Get Cruex, C-R-U-E-X, and get relief.
What do we mean when we say, don't blame Desenex? Well, Desenex has helped millions of feet get rid of athletes' foot fast and easy. We wouldn't be number one if we didn't work. So all we're doing is nudging the few of you out there who are still walking around with it. Say you're grounded at the tennis club with sore, itching feet, while some other guy is playing a love match with your girl. Desenex could have helped. So next time athlete's foot brings you down, remember our little nudge. Don't blame Desenex. A product of Penwalt Corporation.
Rickle help you do it better with Rickle.
You'll always get more at a Rickle Home Center. More value on all your do-it-yourself home and auto needs. Rickle has high-quality Kendall motor oil, just 54 cents a quart, only 6 quarts per customer. Kendall motor oil keeps your engine running smoothly, automotive maintenance costs low. Visit a Rickle Home Center during the big sale. Pick up your free money-saving circular.
Rickle help you do it better with Rickle.
He's all been in and out of trouble last inning. In this inning, he'll have to face Joe Rudi, Bobby Bonds, and Don Baylor, trying to hold his 3-0 lead over the California Angels. So far, he's handled Rudi, Bonds, and Baylor. Rudi's 0 for 2. He flied to center and bounced back to the mound. Pretty good bunter. Nettles way deep at third base. Angels losing 3-0. Rudi just might drop the ball down that way. Here's the first pitch to him. It's on the ground to shortstop. Dent is there, digs it out. Throws high and over the head of Chambliss and into the Yankee dugout. And Grich will go on to second base. Rudi, though, will go on to second base. An easy play for Dent. Somehow he did not control the ball and threw into the Yankee dugout. So Bucky Dent gets the 2 base there. Rudi down at second. Here's Bonds. Bonds is lined to right and gotten on an error by Mickey Rivers in center field. A 2 base error as Rivers dropped his towering fly ball back in the 4th inning. Pitch to Bonds. Fastball is swung and missed. Yankees have had trouble keeping the ball in their gloves the last couple of ball games. That's the second error of this ball game. They made 5 last night for a total of 7 over the last 2 games. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Bonds. It's high, 1-1. This one of the errors last night could be laid to the quickness of the artificial carpet up in Seattle. Here's the 1-1 now to Bonds. Swung on and missed. A good slider. A ball and 2 strikes on Bobby Bonds. On deck is Don Baylor, the designated hitter. Joe Rudi off second base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Figueroa checks it. And the 1-2. Too high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bonds. Figueroa, for some reason all night, has been getting his fastball up most of the time. He's got ahead of the Angel batters, but then he goes with his fastball. He's way up high with it. Now the right-hander sets. And the 2-2 to Bonds. Called strike 3. Got him with a fastball that just got the outside corner. And Bonds is called out. Now let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
The Lincoln Savings Bank brings you every Yankee game this season and absolutely free checking when you open a high-interest savings account. No minimum balances, no monthly charges.
Rudi at second base, 1 away. Baylor's walk. Rob him base hit by Reggie Jackson in the right field corner. And he takes outside, ball one. Baylor batting just .229, but he has 7 home runs so far this year, and he's driven in 17 runs. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, pop foul, back behind the plate. Munson throwing the mask away. He's there, and he's got it. 2 outs. And that'll bring on Bobby Grich, who has popped to third and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Hey, Figueroa has given up just 3 base hits in this ball game. And Gil Flores, the center fielder, the leadoff man, has all 3 of them. And Figueroa has really handled the meat of the California Angel batting order. Dave Chalk, Joe Rudi, Bobby Bonds, Don Baylor, and Bobby Grich. In fact, he's handled everybody in the batting order except Gil Flores. The only thing that's gotten him into trouble, wow, he's walked 4. But when you give up just 3 base hits, you can afford to walk 4 if you're selective in walking them. Now Figgy sets. Checks the runner at second. The pitch is too high to Grich. 1 ball and no strikes. Yankees 3, the Cal Angels nothing. In the bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0 now to Grich. Breaking ball is a called strike. It's 1-1. Don't forget Jacket Day. It'll be held here tomorrow. The Yankees Jacket Day will be on the 28th. That'll be a Saturday. And it'll be a day game starting at 2 o'clock against the Chicago White Sox. So bat Jacket Day at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, the 28th of May. Here's the 1-1 now to Grich. Breaking ball is a called strike 2. 1-2. And those White Sox are playing good baseball. Top hitting team in the American League. They'll be in there for that ball game on Saturday, the 28th of May. They will see pretty good baseball, a lot of hitting, and also get a free Yankee warm-up jacket. Now Figgy sets and checks. The 1-2 to Grich. Fastball is fouled back and up on the screen. The count remains. The ball and 2 strikes. Figueroa gets a new ball. Rudi at second base. 2 outs. Figueroa now sets and checks. And the pitch. Outside, a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Yankees play Grich more or less straight away. The only guy out of position a little bit would be the center fielder Rivers, and he's a step or 2 toward left center as Figueroa is ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. That's out of play on the right side. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Grich. There's an update on that Seattle-Boston. 5-4 Seattle at the end of 7th. Now Figueroa's ready. Here's the 2-2 to Grich. Curveball is fouled back. And out of play. At the end of 6.5 in Oakland. The Baltimore Orioles 5. The Oakland A's 1. Lee May. Check that. Rudy May pitching that ball game for the Baltimore Orioles. Provide a blue start for the Oakland A's. Joe Coleman came on in the 5th inning. Lacey in the 7th. Now Figueroa working as a new baseball. Grich chokes up on the bat just a bit. Now the 2-2 pitch. Curveball drilled deep to left field, but it's going to hook foul and way back in the upper deck. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rudi back touching up at second base with 2 outs. Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing in the bottom of the 6th. Bobby Grich battling Ed Figueroa. Now Figgy's 2-2 pitch. The fastball is taken high as Figueroa started toward the Yankee dugout. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, the first baseman, Danny Briggs. Now Figue's ready. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now Bobby Grich making Ed Figueroa wait. Now he gets hit. Rudi off second, 2 outs. Figueroa's ready. And the 3-2 pitch. Fastball hit in the air to right field. Backing up is Randolph and calling the second baseman in shallow right. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, an error, and a man left. At the end of 6, and by the way, Phil Rizzuto will take you over the next 3. The score, the Yankees 3, the California Angels nothing.
All right, Mickey Rivers leads it off for the Yankees in the 7th. Tries to bunt and misses strike 1. Mickey singled in the 1st inning and scored. Bounced to second in the 2nd and popped to first base in the 4th. Way in at third base, Dave Chalk. Dick Drago on the mound. He relieved Wayne Simpson in the 4th inning. Big right-hander kicks, delivers again. Mickey was ready to bunt. The pitch was outside. It's 1-1. Joe Rudi plays Rivers shallow and left and near the line. Gil Flores, the center fielder, shades him over to left center, and Bonds over towards right center. And there's one on the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Rivers, Munson, and Reggie Jackson here in the top of the 7th. Yanks in front 3-0. Drago kicks. His pitch, strike 3 called. Mickey Rivers on the last 2 pitches leaned away from balls he thought were inside, and both of them nicked the corner. And Drago chalks up his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. And here's Thurman Munson. Thurman singled in the 1st inning to help build a run, homered in the bullpen in the 3rd, and struck out in the 4th. Thurman batting .339. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Thurman had his 16-game hitting streak stop Wednesday night in Seattle. Came back with 2 hits last night. Got 2 here tonight. First pitch is a strike to Thurman. And with the homer Munson hit, the Yankees have now homered in 6 straight games. And in the last 19 games, the Yankees have had 24 homers. Next pitch, way low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 7th. Yankees leading 3-0. Cool night in Anaheim, California. He jammed him with a fastball, a swing and a miss, strike 2. Drago on the rubber now, looks in for the sign. The big right-hander, hands over the head. The pitch low and outside. Thurman almost went after it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They play Thurman straight away and deep. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball in the hole. Chalk to his left. Has it deep. Throws to first in time to get Munson by a step. 2 men are out. And the batter now, Reggie Jackson. Jackson got an infield hit in the 1st inning to drive in a run. Bounces short in the 3rd and then hit a bullet right at Bobby Bonds in the 5th. Low and outside, ball 1. Drago winds, and the curve is over. Strike called. It's 1-1. On the scoreboard, the Mets shut out the Dodgers 3-0. John Matlack beat Rick Rhoden. 19,000 at that ball game at Shea. The next pitch is outside, 2 balls and a strike. The Phillies beat San Diego 5-4. As Reed was the winner and Tomlin the loser. Cincinnati beat the Giants 6-4. Fastball, he checks his swing, but it's in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Norman the winner and Barr the loser in that ball game. Dave Kingman hit his 8th home run of the year with a man on for the Mets. Elliott got his 2nd with the bases full for the Giants, and Concepcion is 1st with a man on for Cincinnati. They had over 32,000 in Cincinnati. Curved line right at the second baseman, Remy. A bullet for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 6 1/2. It's the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing.
If bills are keeping you from enjoying yourself this spring, come on into HFC. With an HFC bill payer loan, your 1 monthly payment could be less than the total payment you make now. HFC, an equal opportunity lender. Household Finance, where people use our money to get the most out of life.
Come on in to HFC.
Say, Frank, what's America's favorite chocolate soft drink?
Yoo-hoo chocolate drink, Bill.
Why Yoo-hoo?
Yoo-hoo has a great chocolate taste, cool and creamy.
What else?
Yoo-hoo contains high-quality protein made from 99% fat-free milk.
That's important, especially for growing youngsters.
And Yoo-hoo is non-carbonated. It's the greatest thirst quencher of them all.
Tell me, Frank, could Yoo-hoo make a great home run hitter out of someone like me?
Well, let's put it this way, Phil. It couldn't hurt.
Yes, sir. Try Yoo-hoo, another fine product from Iroquois brand.
This guitar is part of my life, the way lots of beautiful things are, like men. You see the way my mind works? Music and good-looking guys. But those men better smell good-looking, too. I like them best when they wear English leather. English leather is like a beautiful folk song to me. Fresh and natural. So all my men wear English leather. Or they wear nothing at all.
Terry Briggs leads it off for the Angels here. In the bottom of the 7th, the Yankees leading 3 to nothing. Briggs has struck out and bounced to first. Continuing on the scoreboard, the Cardinals shut out Atlanta 3 to nothing. Forged the winner, Collins the loser. Reach hit a 3-run homer in the 9th inning to win that ball game for the Cardinals. Over 19,000 there in Atlanta. Swing and a miss by Danny Briggs, strike 1. The Cubs beat Montreal 5 to 3. Bonham the winner and Walton the loser. And Houston shut out the Pirates 3 to nothing. Lemongello the winner and Royce the loser. Fly ball right field. Reggie Jackson is right there. And Reggie one-hands it nonchalantly. There's one away. In the American League, Milwaukee beat Detroit 9 to 3. Haas the winner and Rule the loser. Sal Bando got his 3rd home run of the year. Kansas City beat Texas 3 to 2. Littell the winner and Blyleven the loser. The batter now, Terry Humphrey. He has walked twice. Pitch to Humphrey as high, ball 1. The Red Sox lead Seattle 6 to 5 with Seattle batting in the bottom of the 8th, and Seattle scored 5 runs in the 1st inning. Fastball is over, 1-1. Fred Lynn back in action, homered in the 1st. Lynn homered in the 3rd. George Scott homered in the 8th, his 5th of the year. So Lynn came back with a bang. Jones homered in the 4th, rather in the 1st with 1 on, his 4th of the year for Seattle. Foul back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The White Sox beat Cleveland 5 to 3. I tell you, Bob Lemon has got those White Sox really playing ball. And Minnesota, boy, they have been a surprise. They beat Toronto 4 to 3. Baltimore leads Oakland 5 to 1 at the end of 7th. Next pitch, low and outside. The count is even at 2-2. The Yankees lead here 3 to nothing in the bottom of the 7th. High fly. Chris Chambliss backing up in fair territory. One hands it, and they're at 2 away. For Gil Flores, the youngster has the only 3 hits off Ed Figueroa. Single to center and 2 singles to right. And the curve is over, strike 1 call. In the first and third, he hit line drive singles. In the fifth, he tried to check his swing, and it just went over Chambliss' head. Low, 1-1. On deck, Jerry Remy. Outfield not deep on Flores. And straight away, curve on the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Flores has some great credentials from the minor leagues. Batted over 300, well over 300 last 2 years. Stole 40 bases. Low, and it gets away from Munson. The count is even at 2-2. Yankees play the Angels tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. Yankees got a break when they lost 2 in a row to Seattle. Baltimore also lost 2 in a row, and the Red Sox lost 1 and didn't play the other night. Low, 3 balls again. Figueroa started to walk off the mound, but Marty Springstead said ball 3. Figueroa has had so many 3-2 counts on Angel hitters. The payoff pitch. Curve bounced to short. Big hop to Bucky Dent. Fires to Chambliss. They finally get Flores out. Nothing across, and at the end of 7, it's the Yankees 3, the Angels nothing.
Pour yourself a Rheingold Extra Dry.
Won't you try extra dry Rheingold beer?
Rheingold Brewery.
Chris Chambliss will lead it off for the Yankees in the top of the 8th. Chris has bounced to second, was robbed of an extra base hit on a great play by the young outfielder Gil Flores, and then single to right. Batting .304, and hits one high in the air to left field, but Joe Rudi is settling under it, and Rudi makes the catch, 1 out. That'll bring up Roy White. Roy has flied to left, struck out, and bounced to second. Now, Roy White has a 10-game hitting streak going. Thurman Munson had his 16-game hitting streak stopped the first night in Seattle. And the pitch to Roy is taken for a strike on the outside corner. The paid attendance, 24,028. A good crowd on hand. They expect a sellout tomorrow night. It's jacket night. And a big crowd Sunday. Outside 1-1. The White Sox had over 27,000. Swing and a miss by Roy, and his helmet pops off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bob Lemon doing an outstanding job with those Chicago White Sox. White Sox only a half a game behind the Minnesota Twins in the American League West. Low, and the count is even at 2-2. 2 surprise teams on the top there in the American League West, Minnesota and Chicago. The 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. Dick Drago really sharp since coming on to relieve Wayne Simpson in the 4th inning. He has allowed just 2 hits, struck out 3, allowed no runs, and has retired 2, 5, 8, the last 10 men in a row. Graig Nettles has walked and scored, robbed of a base hit on a fine play by Bobby Grich, and fly deep to left. Pitch to Nettles is a foul right to Carlos May in the on-deck circle, strike 1. Yankees scored a run in the first inning when with 1 out Rivers singled, Munson singled, and Jackson hit a squibber back to the mound that scored Mickey Rivers. In the second inning, a walk to Nettles, a single by May, sending Nettles to third, and a sacrifice fly by Dent. And in the third inning, a long home run by Thurman Munson. 1 ball, 1 strike on Graig Nettles. They overshift on Graig again. And there's a fly ball, a shallow left field. Joe Rudi moves in under it. Stops now and makes the catch. And once again, the Yankees go down in order. At the end of 7 1/2, the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing.
Rickle help you do it better with Rickle.
At a Rickle Home Center, you'll find more of everything for beautifying.
All right, in the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Jerry Remy, Dave Chalk, and Joe Rudi to face Ed Figueroa, with the Yankees leading 3-0. The Yankees will be home Thursday night, open a big 5-game series with the Baltimore Orioles, and that also includes the first doubleheader of the year. Next Sunday afternoon. That's not this Sunday. The Yankees will be here in California this Sunday. And then the Red Sox come in for the first time. Big 2-game matchup. All right, Jerry Remy, line to center field, fly to left and walk. Nettles in on the grass at third base. Outfield very shallow on Jerry Remy. Pitch to Remy is inside, ball 1. The kick and the pitch is over the outside corner, 1-1. Figueroa winds again, and a bunt attempt is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jerry Remy with great speed. Bill Campbell has come on to do the pitching for the Red Sox in the 8th inning. Boston still leading 6-5 and batting in the top of the 9th. The 1-2 pitch, high and tight, and Remy sits down. That evens the count at 2-2. Ed Figueroa's last 3 wins have all been complete ball games. He lost his first 2 of the year. The pitch is hit high in the air, but Reggie Jackson moves to his right, stops now, and makes the catch for a big first out here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings up Dave Chalk, who has a little chat with Thurman Munson before he steps in the box. Chalk, batting .340, has bounced into a double play, bounced to third, and flied to center. Little action going on in the stands. Late in the game, the tempers always seem to rise in the stands. Breaking ball is low, ball 1. And on deck, Joe Rudi. Figueroa winds. His pitch is right down the middle. Strike called, 1-1. That curve in on them. They get good wood on it, but the only place they can hit it is foul. Can't make a mistake, though, and hang it over the plate. Then you're in trouble. 1 out, nobody on. Low and outside, evens the count at 2-2. Yankees have committed 2 errors tonight. They had 5 last night in Seattle. Fastball fouled back and off the screen. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. Figueroa's pitch, foul back out of play. We'll pause for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
WMCA Strauss Communications in New York. This is Mel Allen. Unlike other air freight carriers, Emory doesn't just go to the major cities, they also go to the minors.
The next pitch just misses, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Chalk. And this is when Figueroa doesn't want to put anybody on, because in back of Chalk is Rudi, Bonds, and Baylor. Payoff pitch, ball 4. Figueroa's 5th walk of the ball game. The batter Joe Rudi, who has flied to center, hit to the box and reached on an error. And time is called as Chambliss wants to tell Figueroa he's going to play in back of the runner, Dave Chalk. Figuring that Chalk will not try and steal with his team trailing 3-0. Tell you, if Figueroa had his control tonight, he would have a very easy ball game. He's allowed just 3 hits, and the leadoff batter, Gil Flores, has had all of those. But he has walked 5. The pitch to Rudi, foul back upstairs and out of play. Figueroa gets a new ball, rubs it up. Now looks in for the sign from Munson. Checks Chalk. And the pitch outside 1-1. He has been pitching Rudi away very well tonight. Rudi stands deep in the box and can barely reach that outside corner. Joe likes the ball over the plate. Fastball outside, and he fouls it back in the seats again and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The Yanks in front, 3-0. Bottom of the 8th inning. On deck, Bobby Bonds. Rudi batting .270 on the year. Dave Chalk at first with 1 out. The pitch. Ground ball is short. Dent goes to Randolph 1. Back to first base. Oh, safe at first, and Willie was taken out on a beautiful slide by Dave Chalk. But Randolph gets up, dusts himself off. Willie still got the throwaway with plenty on it. But Rudi beat the return throw. Keeps the inning alive. And with 2 out, a runner at first, here's Bobby Bonds. Bobby lined to right, reached on an error by Mickey Rivers, and struck out. Bonds batting .270. On deck, Don Baylor. Stretch by Figueroa. Pitch is high, ball 1. Figueroa wants a new baseball. Bonds has 7 home runs. The Angels have hit a lot of home runs this year, 38. Pitch to Bobby. Bouncing ball hit to short. Dent coming in fast. Got to get rid of it. And just gets Bobby Bonds. Good play by Bucky Dent on a big Baltimore chop. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. At the end of 8, the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing. The Yankees is 2 for 3. Single to right center, and fly to left. Carlos. Takes a breaking pitch over the outside corner, strike 1. Drago winds, and his pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 delivery is right down the middle, 2-2. Drago has really pitched great balls since coming in for Wayne Simpson. After this outing, they might give Drago a starting assignment, put Simpson in the bullpen. The 2-2 pitch, foul back on the screen and out of play. Carlos had a good cut at that fastball. On deck, Bucky Dent, and then Willie Randolph to follow. We're in the top of the 9th. The Yankees lead 3-0. And the temperature is now 50 degrees, and you can feel it. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Lined up base hit. That's going to be extra bases in the right field corner. May around first, digs into second. Bonds up with it. His throw not in time. And Carlos May with his 3rd base hit of the night. A line double down the right field line. So Drago had retired 11 men in a row before Carlos May ripped that double. And now, let's see. Norm Sherry, the skipper, is out on the mound. And they might be bringing in a fresh arm. Told you, Drago has pitched great balls since the 4th inning. They have not made a motion as yet. And he wants a new pitcher, another right-hand pitcher. And we'll have to wait and see who that is. The bullpens are way in the left and right field corners, and you can't see the numbers. Anyway, Dick Drago, who came on in the 4th inning, has worked 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 2/3 innings. He allowed just 3 base hits. Did not walk anybody. Struck out 3 and has not allowed a run. Paul Hartzell is coming on to do the pitching. Let's see what Hartzell has done. He's won 1, lost 3, making his 8th appearance of the year. He has started some games, and Drago gets a good hand as he comes out. Outstanding job by Dick Drago. Hartzell will be working a Bucky Dent. He's a big fella, too, 6'5", 200 pounds. This is only his 3rd year in professional ball. In 75, he was in the minor leagues. In 76 with the Angels, he won 7 and lost 4. So he'll be working the Bucky Dent. Bucky tonight has hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. That was back in the 2nd inning. Walked in the 4th and bounced the 3rd and the 6th. While we got time, a reminder about Jacket Day. Remember, we had it twice last year. It was so popular. Well, on Saturday, May 28th, they're going to have their first Jacket Day. The White Sox will be in town. And all fans 14 and under will get these jackets free in cooperation with Burger King. So to be sure to be on hand for Jacket Day, Saturday, May 28th. The Angels are having their Jacket Day tomorrow night when the Yankees meet. And they've got a sellout for that one. All right, Bucky Dent steps in. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. The Yanks in front 3-0. On deck, Willie Randolph. Way in at first is Danny Briggs, and Ray Dent squares to bunt and misses, strike 1. Bucky was trying to bunt it down 3rd. Dave Chalk not nearly in as far as Danny Briggs. Big right-hander Hartzell gets the sign from Humphrey. And Bucky squares again, bunts. It's a good one. Briggs up, goes to 3rd. They're not going to get him. Everybody's safe. He didn't have a chance. A fielder's choice. No error on the play. Briggs never had a chance to get Carlos May still through. And the Yankees now, it's a sacrifice, of course, because Dent advanced the runner to 3rd base. And now Willie Randolph with runners at 1st and 3rd and nobody out. And the Angels will have to bring the infield in, with the Yankees leading 3-0 here in the top of the 9th. The Yankees have Randolph, Rivers, and Munson coming up with nobody out. Randolph looks down at Dick Hauser, flashing the signs. And now Hartzell comes off the mound to talk with Bobby Grich, the shortstop. And we're about ready to go. All right, the big right-hander throws to 1st, but back in plenty of time, Bucky Dent. He sets again. And the pitch is fouled back in the upper deck and out of play. Bounces down below, all the way down below. Infield is in, as we told you. Outfield not deep on Randolph. Big gap in left center field for Willie. Flores shading him in right center. Sidearm, look out. Holy cow. That almost got half the Yankee dugout. A bullet foul. Stanley and Catfish Hunter down the edge there. Jimmy Wynn all waving their hats. Usually they wave towels. It is chilly tonight. All the Yankees with their warm-up jackets on. So 0-2, the count on Randolph. Willie trying to shoot to the opposite field. Really sliced that foul in the corner of the Yankee dugout. Again, the stretch by Hartzell. Throw to first, and Dent is back. Hartzell gets the sign. Runners lead off first and third. Low and outside, ball one. Yankees leading 3-0 in the top of the ninth. The kick and a pitch low and outside evens the count at 2-2. Angels have some strong throwing arms in the outfield with Rudi, Flores, and Bonds. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to Grich. He holds the runner. Oh, good play. They get the runner first. Throw to second. This is an excellent play. They got Dent in a rundown. He's going to get away. Nobody there. Heads up play by Bucky Dent. Bad play by Jerry Remy. Jerry Remy made a bad play there. I tell you, Grich made a smart play as he bluffed May back to third. Bluff going over to tag Bucky Dent. Through to first. They got the out. That goes 6-3. Then they threw back and had Dent in a rundown. Should have been an easy double play, but Remy, after he threw the ball up, first baseman Danny Briggs continued running, and nobody was covering second. So Dent goes into second. The Yankees have runners at second and third with one out, and the batter, Mickey Rivers. Still one out. Runners at second and third now, and they're going to put Rivers on and load him up for Munson. How do you like that? One of the hottest hitters in the big leagues, Thurman Munson, will be coming up with the bases loaded. Munson has singled and homered in this game so far. In the fourth, Thurman came up with the bases loaded but struck out. And then in the seventh, he bounced to third. So Rivers walked. One of the few times that Rivers will walk all year. That's only his third walk of the year, and two of those three have been intentional. All right, Munson steps in. Thurman batting. Well, he came in batting .330. He is 2 for 4. He's batting .336. With 7 homers and 21 runs batted in. All right, bases loaded, one out. The infield back in double play depth. The outfield deep. Pitch to Munson, a foul off his foot, strike one. Now look at the way Flores is playing Munson over in right center, and Rudi straight away. What a gap in left center field for Thurman. Time is called. He went to his mouth and a ball is called, and Norm Cherry is running out. Hartzell went to his mouth while he was on the mound. Dick Hauser caught it very alertly. So did the third base umpire, Vic Valtaggio. And now Norm Cherry is arguing with Valtaggio. Dave Chalk pushes Hartzell back to the mound. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Munson without Hartzell throwing another pitch. right, so Hartzell has calmed down. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Thurman Munson the batter. Can't play yet because Norm Sherry is still arguing with the third base umpire. I don't know why they got to argue that much. It's only 1 ball. It'd be different if it was 3-2, and that pitch made it ball 4 and a run forced in. All right, Sherry comes back. Bases full of Yankees. Rivers at first, Dent at second, Carlos May at third. And the Yankees in front 3-0, top of the 9th. The kick. And the pitch fouled back in the seats down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final score, the Red Sox beat Seattle 7-5. Willoughby the winner and Romo the loser. Over 20,000 again at Seattle. They're drawing very well up there. Baltimore defeated Oakland 5-1. Rudy May the winner and Vida Blue the loser. Only 4,000 at Oakland. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, swinging. He foul tipped it, but Humphrey held onto it. Second time Munson is struck out with the bases loaded. And now there are 2 out in the batter, Reggie Jackson. So Hartzell definitely not out of the woods yet. Reggie singled a drive and a run in the first, then bounced to short, line to right, and line to second. Reggie's hit the ball hard, but he's hit the atom ball the last 2 times up. On deck, Chris Chambliss. Stretch by Hartzell. And the pitch down low, ball 1. Jackson getting set in the box. Hartzell is ready. The pitch, a bouncer. Oh, what a play by Hartzell. He just saved 2 runs. 6 feet 5 inches. He reached up and grabbed that hard 1-hopper that was heading towards center field. No runs. A base hit. No errors, and 3 men left, and at the end of 8 1/2, the Yankees 3 and the Angels nothing.
Go Ozark. We make it easy for you. Go Ozark. We make it easy for you. Flying through the heartland of America, then Ozark is the one for you. It's always easy going when you're going any place at all that we fly to. Go Ozark. We make it easy for you. Go Ozark. We make it easy for you when you want to get there in a hurry and in comfort and without a care. Chances are that Ozark is the airline with the schedule to get you there. Go Ozark.
Fly direct to Central Illinois on Ozark Jets. Call your professional travel advisor or Ozark.
All right, this is it. The terrible bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees leading 3 0. It'll be Don Baylor, Bobby Grich, and Danny Briggs to face Ed Figueroa. Don Baylor walked, was thrown out trying to steal. Robbed of an extra base hit on a great catch by Reggie Jackson, and foul to the catcher. Pitch to Baylor is low and outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch right in there, strike called, 1-1. Not too many fans leaving this ball game. High fly, right field, deep. Jackson back on the warning track. Turns now, and one-hands it right in front of the fence. Baylor got the wood on that one, but this ballpark, the balls do not travel at night. Even though it's a souped-up baseball this year, for some reason the balls do not travel. Bobby Grich has popped the third, struck out, and popped the second. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Yanks in front, 3-0. And the fastball is over, strike one call. The kick and the slider low and outside, 1-1. Danny Briggs on deck. Figueroa's next pitch, a curve foul over the Angel dugout into the crowd. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The organist trying to get something started here for the Angels. Angel fans have been very quiet tonight. Actually, they have had only 3 base hits, and all by the same man. Gil Flores, the leadoff man. Low. No, he struck out. Marty Springstead took 3 steps towards the Angel dugout and fired his right hand in the air. And Figueroa picks up his 4th strikeout. 2 men are out. And the batter, Danny Briggs, who has struck out, bounced to first, fly to right. Grich still arguing with Marty Springstead. Marty looking him over closely. Marty threw for the Baltimore. Somebody would have been kicked out of the ball. Briggs, a left-hand batter. 1 ball, no strikes. Figueroa winds. His pitch, low, ball 2, 2-0. On deck, Bob Jones, a left-hand batter, who will pinch hit for Terry Humphrey if Briggs gets on. Fastball over, strike call, 2-1. Figueroa back, and a swing and a foul back to the screen. It's even at 2-2. Ground ball at second. Randolph boots it up with it, throws to first. That's it. The ball game is over. The final score, the Yankees 3, the Angels 0. And I'll be back with the wrap-up right after this.
If all you need is money, come on into HFC.
For nearly 100 years, HFC has tried to bring you the best service possible. And if there's ever any way we can improve ourselves, just let us know. HFC, an equal opportunity lender.
Oh, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. HFC.
Household finance, where people use our money to get the most out of life.
Come on in to HFC.
This is Roderick Crawford on the highway for AC Delco. I want to talk to you about a real crime. Neglecting worn shock absorbers. They can rob you of ride control and comfort. So if it's time for your shocks to be replaced, go straight and get yourself a set of Delco Big D shocks. They're the big, tough red carpet ride shocks with 59% more shock capacity than most conventional 1-inch shocks. Ask for Delco Big D by name wherever you go for parts or service. And tell them Broderick Crawford sent you.
Well, the totals in the ballgame for the Yankees, 3 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. For the Angels, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher, Ed Figueroa, who has now won 3 and lost 2. The loser, Wayne Simpson, he has won 2 and lost 3. Ed Figueroa has allowed only 3 earned runs in his last 36 innings and has lowered his league-leading earned run average to 1.26. And the only man to get hits off Ed Figueroa was Gil Flores, the leadoff batter, who got all three of the base hits off Figueroa. The Yankees won the game in the very first inning when, with 1 out, Rivers singled. Munson singled him to third, and Jackson beat out an infield hit to drive in Mickey Rivers. Yankees picked up a run in the second, and then Thurman Munson's homer in the third, and that was all the scoring in the ball game. So, tonight's Yoo-Hoo Action Award for the most outstanding play, let's see. Well, that'll have to go to Ed Figueroa. No, that goes to Reggie Jackson for that great catch he made out in right field to save an extra base hit and a run. So Reggie Jackson gets the Yoo-Hoo Action Drink for Action People. The Polly-O Gamer Award goes to Reggie Jackson, who drove in the first run of the ball game in the first inning. And Reggie will also receive a gift basket filled with fine Polly-O cheeses. Tonight's Butterfinger Award for the most assists. Let's see who that will have to go to as we look quickly. And it looks like Willie Randolph is going to get that one. Willie Randolph had the most assists. So Willie gets the Butterfinger Award. The candy bar so good you've got to earn it. And, of course, tonight's winning pitcher, Ed Figueroa. And for Ed Figueroa, he will win compliments of Jack in the Box Restaurant. The executive producers of New York Yankee Baseball are Ed Babinski and Mike DiTomaso. Our engineer has been Dan Bartolucci. The next Yankee broadcast will be tomorrow night when the Yankees meet the California Angels here at the Big A in Anaheim. Game time will be 10:25 p.m. Join Frank Messer for his pregame show at 10:15 p.m. And now this is Phil Rizzuto along with Frank Messer and Bill White saying so long from Anaheim, California. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 3, the Angels nothing.
This New York Yankee game was brought to you by the Taste of Champions Rheingold Extra Dry Beer. Getty Gasoline, the oil company that gives you more for your dollar. Yoo-Hoo, America's #1 chocolate drink. Champion Spark Plug, the world's #1 champion spark plug. Household Finance Corporation, where people use their money to get the most out of life. Rickel Home Centers throughout New York, New Jersey, Long Island, and Pennsylvania. And by Farmercraft, makers of Truex and Desenex.